Good afternoon and good evening, and thanks for stopping by. Welcome to Starbase Weekly, the RGV aerial deep dive into images he captured from the ground and air in Boca Chica, Texas. Our dedicated team will guide you through with the latest updates and theories at Starbase, Texas. If you're new to the channel, be sure to hit the subscribe button and the bell icon for future streams.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Starbase Weekly. My name is Mauricio, and we have Indian Star here.
We sure do. I'm excited to be here. Thank you for having me on episode 33. And we actually have a guest commentator with us today that we talk about all the time that I'm super excited to introduce. We call him Max Q. Max Q, take it away.
Hey everyone, it's great to be here and great to be involved in this, and I hope you all enjoy this room.
GB, you're up next. GB.
Looks like
Sorry
GB's
about that,
been
guys.
muted there.
I was muted. Got to be careful at the start of the shows and not mess that one up. Anyways, hey everybody, how's it going? Thanks for being here on this Saturday. We have another great show for you guys here today. I'm really glad we have Max Q with us. We finally don't have to address him in the background and get to just hear him right here live. So thank you for being here with us, Max Q. I don't know if you want to tell people your real name, or you want to still be known as the undercover agent, protect the identity.
I mean, I'm totally cool with whatever anyone wants to call me. My actual name is Jake, but obviously most of you know me as Max Q.
And
But
Jake,
yeah, I'm totally fine.
if you didn't know, Jake is from Wales, so he has a very strong accent for you American folks listening in, but the dude knows his stuff better than anybody.
I'd have to agree with that. Usually my default source for a lot of things when I'm missing some information. So
And one
nice
of the
to have
first
you on the
cameos
stream.
in your CSI video, yeah?
Oh yeah, very true, very true.
In fact, you have both cameos here with you today.
You know, I'm confused. Is this our first live stream with the new camera for aerials?
Yes, sir. For
Yep,
ground photos.
that's the one.
Right. Well, with that being said, we want to make sure that we thank everybody who helped donate towards getting this new camera. This is the first flyover that we've done, or that Mauricio's done with it. So, I mean, I don't know. I looked through all these pictures several times already, and I'm pretty particular about like little details, like how, as far as like how much you're able to zoom on things and actually able to see it. So definitely noticed a difference just through my first pass on these images. So really, really excited about all of this, and really happy that all of you guys were able to help us reach this point, and especially so quickly. So I think this is the first flyover in quite a while that Mauricio hasn't had his camera shut off on him. So I believe he appreciates this as much as we do. So I don't know, Mauricio, is there anything you wanted to add here?
I mean, you pretty much said it all, but that's been mainly my biggest issue with the camera shutting off mid-flight, and it just makes it unbearable to the point where I just have to keep restarting this camera, but not anymore. We don't have this issue anymore. I appreciate the support for this, and we already stored away that Sony A7 III, so we won't be using that no more. So I appreciate for all the YouTube members, Patreon members, and the viewers here, and certainly appreciate the production team as well. So thank you for that.
Yeah, well, with that being said, I think this is an exciting week. There's, man, just like always, I feel like SpaceX never fails to have something major go down during the week. So last night, if you guys weren't paying it or missed it, Booster 7 was moved back to the launch site. There was kind of a big lead up to it, in my opinion, because Elon's, hinted on it during the day that they were rushing in order to prepare for static fires. And for me, like whenever I hear him say that stuff, that's usually like a day of kind of thing. Like if you say something like that, like it means it's happening today. So, we were kind of expecting them to move the booster last night, which they did, and it kind of looked like they were going to go straight for the chopsticks and try to stack it immediately. But there was a bit of a hydraulic failure, and the booster is now being lifted with Marvin. Is that what this crane is? Marvin. Yeah.
Yes, the black crane.
LR 11,000.
Mhm.
I think I actually have. Let me see if I can pull up this video. I should have had this ready before we got started here. But
While you do that, can I ask a real quick question of
Yeah.
Mauricio? Mauricio, it is an A7R. That's your new camera?
So the new camera was a Sony A7R4, and
A7R.
it's a big upgrade from the Sony A7 III, which we had issues with. But yeah, I know Rob Shaw said auction off the camera. I'm like, I don't think that's an option just because
No.
of the issues with the camera. Whoever's gonna get the camera is not gonna be. I think at this point it's just gonna be a backup camera. Just it's always good to have a backup. That's what I've learned in photography.
Yeah, you don't want to sell anybody a lemon.
Right.
So, oh man, sorry, I'm trying to get this video going for you guys. Here we go. Man, this one last night I was actually watching this. There we had commentary going on Lab Padre. I believe it was Nate and WL Animal and Phil Kid on commentary last night, and this is a moment that they didn't really notice as soon as it happened, but Lab actually was on site when this occurred, so kind of passed some information back to them that we had a pretty big issue with the chopsticks. So if you guys can see this, it's going to be kind of hard to notice up in the let's see, in the top of the screen right here, you'll start to see like a spray come out of the chopsticks. And I think everybody actually reacts to it as soon as it happens as well. We got the drone going up, so once the drone gets to the top of the tower is right about when it happens. I would like to see that aerial shot of this actually. So right about here, I think you start to see a little bit of a spray come out of the lower side of the chopsticks. I think it's right there.
Yeah,
So
I see
up
it.
here, yep, and then you see all this this cloud coming down right now
Yeah, the mist, yeah.
of hydraulic fluid, basically. It's always something.
Yeah,
Huh?
that is definitely not nominal.
No, it is not. So you can even see down here as it's passing through the light, this truck is like, oh, I'm out of here. But no, your windshield's screwed. I've been in that situation before. We my previous job, we actually had in the oil and gas industry, we have cranes that have we call them wireline, and they send basically explosives down into a well, like 3 miles down into the well, and they have a huge cable reel similar to the drawworks actually on the launch tower. And as it's like moving, you have to lubricate it so it doesn't. Well, actually, I don't really know why they got to lubricate it, but they do. And it will spray all over location with the wind blowing and stuff. And so once that happens, like your whole truck is just like messed up for the rest of the week. It's really hard to get off. So I feel bad for that guy because I've been in that situation. But yeah, that's kind of unfortunate that happened. As I mentioned, they are currently. Well, I don't know if it's happened yet. I've been too busy getting ready for the show, but probably will have Booster 7 lifted onto the pad using the LR 11,000 here soon if they haven't done it already. Have they done it? Just let me know. I feel like I'm missing out.
Well, there
I
was
believe
Is it over yet?
it's in the air now, I think.
Oh, all right. Well, I'm going to do something here in the background just because we had a little conversation with our good friend Lab from Lab Padre, and we're going to see if we can picture this over here so you guys don't have to miss out on what's happening while we're going through this, and you can at least be able to see what we got going on the live stream, but I will get that here shortly. And
While
for
you do
now, I
that,
think, yeah, go
is it
ahead.
okay if I read off some donations that we've already received? Because our chat crew is such a good group of people that they've already started a donation matching contest with one another. And it starts off with Sharpie, who donated $10, saying, "For today's viewing, really appreciate the captions." And then Rocket Profit started again with $10, and he says, "I'll match that. Anyone else?" 55 Chevy guy Steve jumped in $10 more and said, "I'll match that for Sonny's treats and fuel." Then the lovely Jacqueline donated €10. John Boy with $9.99, and they keep coming. You guys are so generous. Thank you so much. Ooh, and Mauricio, you have a uh, poll in the chat. What's this about?
I mean, it's just asking how long, how much of a setback on the chopsticks this issue that we had it yesterday, last night with the hydraulic leak. Did it set SpaceX back? But I mean, it's just something to put out there, see what people think.
And
Yeah,
Max,
that's a good question, actually.
it's a really good question. Then Max Q, question for you. You said B7 is in the air. Ooh, we're almost there, GP.
Sorry, guys.
Look at that. Well done, GP.
I again usually have this stuff prepared ahead of time, but let me get this fixed in the background while we're chatting. Um, Jake, what do you think about this delay? How long do you think that's going to take?
I guess it all depends exactly what gave way last night. If it was just a connection simply just coming undone, then not much of a delay. But if it was something actually breaking apart, then I don't know, maybe about a week, maybe less.
Yeah.
Of course, there's the cleanup job as well.
Yeah, that's going to be tough. I think what's the cleanup for that? Kitty litter on aisle 5?
Yeah.
Now, there is a question. Do you guys know how much fluid was lost in that leak last night?
Um, I'm going to go ahead and say all of it. Like whatever was in that the hydraulic accumulator is probably gone. But that's the least of the issue. I mean, I feel like it's not that big of a problem because it's just what I saw was just a hose um, that burst. So I feel like it may just be as simple as replacing that. And there we go. All right. It may just be as simple as replacing that. So hopefully that is the case, and they're able to get back to using them soon. I mean, right now they're really working hard to like prepare the chopsticks um, for actually catching a booster. It seems like so. We've kind of talked about this on previous episodes that the chopsticks are being upgraded, and we'll go into that today as well too because we have some great ground images to cover. But yeah, it's kind of unfortunate to have something like that happen, but it seems like it may just be as simple as just replacing a single hose, but who knows?
I had a question. I mean, what would cause that particular issue? If they just swap out the hose, wouldn't it be prone to happen again? Since the chopsticks are fairly new, no?
Um, yeah, well, I think we may actually have some ground images that might explain this one a little bit. Might as well just go straight to that. Let me see if I can find a good image of the chopsticks from the side. We'll see if we can see it. So on the side of the chopsticks, there are um, so it's really hard to see right now, but this manifold has, I think, is it 6 of them or 12?
So each of those vertical bits of pipe there's six ports on each one. So yeah, we've got 12 altogether there on
And
the tower side, and then there's another 12 on the piston side.
and these are looped together currently. I don't know if this is their um, final configuration. It seems like something is like this is like a temporary setup for some reason. Um, I kind of looked into this the other day, but I maybe I have some closer images and we can check this out a little more. Let's see.
There's a question. Are we sure it's the accumulator? Todd Burnell is asking. And then I got one from Stephanie as well. She believes that it's her speculation. One of the pins that held the actuators broke and fell down, breaking a hydraulic line further down in the whole thing. In the chain, I
I
guess.
mean, that's not a bad bit of speculation because we did see something fairly large falling off, and it did hit the top of the booster QD hood. And I guess a pin like that probably would cause quite a noise if it hit something like that.
And
Yeah,
do
I'm
we
just gonna throw this out there. If Stephanie ever wants to hop on for commentary, please feel free. She's always on top of things.
she
She's like
is.
the Lady Max Q, I guess. But yeah, I actually did not see that myself, so I'm guessing that would be the well, there's one pin right here, and then there's another one over here, but I don't know which. This is actually the first time I've heard that. So um, I actually did watch another video of it last night that showed you could hear the audio as well, and you actually did hear like a pop before, um, like right at the beginning of it. There's a pop, and I actually did see something fall as well too. But um, the interesting thing about this is it happened. It wasn't even moving, so it was just sitting there. Like I don't know if it was the moment it was about to start moving, where this happened, and like as soon as they energized it, it just burst. But yeah, I might have to run that tape back a few times to try and figure that one out because that was a pretty interesting event. I don't know if maybe let me see if I pull it back up. I'll go back to it here halfway through the episode and show it again. But yeah, this is I as far as where all the hydraulics are, they're all in on these connections right here. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 right here, and then 6 on the other side. Um, it goes from the well, this looks way different from the last time I saw it. Well, all we gotta say is it's pretty complicated. It's a really complicated system. They've completely upgraded the size of this um, hydraulic piston. You can actually see right here on the back how large that pipe is. And I wish I could explain how this works, but like this is one of the most unique hydraulic pistons I've ever seen. So I haven't really figured this one out yet.
It's pretty complex to say the least.
Yeah, the goal is to move the chopsticks faster, basically. So that's the reason why these are installed. Like the original pistons on the chopsticks were basically just designed in order to make them move. So like all they need to do is be able to go from left to right in order to stack a booster and a starship. But I mean, nobody really cares how long that takes. You know what I mean? Like we all know it took. What was it? Actually, the last one was pretty quick, but still, I would say what about an hour total? So, and in particular, the time that they spend moving left to right is pretty significant. And I think a lot of us, since the beginning, have been like, "Well, how are you guys going to catch a booster if you're moving that slow?" I mean, we've seen full speed tests on the QD. So okay, that's not the QD. Sorry about that. We've seen full speed tests on the booster QD. We've seen them on the this booster QD right here. We've seen them on the GSE arm as well. But the one thing that we haven't seen move quickly is the chopsticks. And I think like for a long time, a lot of us were kind of questioning whether or not this was actually going to even be possible until they started doing this upgrade. And it's like, okay, well now it makes sense that you guys are finally trying to increase the speed that they move at so that I mean you're moving into a whole different operation here. So like at first you only care about just being able to stack something onto the launch mount, and you're not really worried about how long that takes to happen. So now the game has kind of changed, and it seems like they're pretty much in a rush to um, get the chopsticks enabled to catch a booster ASAP. Like, I'm kind of wondering which is going to come first, the first orbital flight or the Chopsticks being 100% ready to attempt a booster catch. Because to me, it seems like they really want to do this on the first attempt. Am I crazy for saying that?
No, because that is the stipulation right now. That's the think. That is the think. That everyone thinks that they're going to catch because of the way that Elon said what he said. He said that there would either be a splashdown or they would catch it.
In the way I see it is, if anything's going to fail during this whole program, ideally you want it to happen right at the start, so you get a lot more time to fix all these things for later on.
Right.
So yeah, I think it makes a lot of sense if they actually will try something as crazy as that this early on.
Man. Yeah, they'll probably do that. Honestly, like every time you're like, well, SpaceX wouldn't do that, then they do it. So
Oh yeah, yeah.
I actually have a funny story about that, which involves our friend here, Jake. I was down at Starbase in I think it was February. Yeah, for my birthday. I went down there, and I believe actually I'm not sure if this was you who told me this, but we were talking, I think, and the high bay or the wide bay, sorry, had one last section that was waiting to get stacked, but it was super
Yeah.
rainy and windy for like 2 or 3 days straight, and so it wasn't happening. And I'm pretty sure it was you who I was talking to. Like, do you think that they would actually do this in the fog?
Oh yeah, I remember now.
We're like, nah, there was no way. We're like, wait, hold up. Yeah, they probably did that. So I actually drove all the way out to the launch site at midnight, basically, just to actually check and see whether or not that was the case. And it turned out that yeah, they had fully stacked that last piece of the wide bay um, at night. So yeah, never doubt whether or not SpaceX is willing to do certain things. I guess I feel like to some degree they've had a big setback over the last year. Like the first full stack on the launch mount was a year ago today. So they've had a pretty major setback, in my opinion, as far as, I mean, they thought they were going to be doing their first orbital flight like over 13 months ago. So to just be here right now, like reaching the point where they're entering the testing phase for that, is a pretty major setback. So I could understand that they would like maybe want to catch up ground, but
I mean, yeah, it goes to show that even a big company like SpaceX, even they experience these big delays. No one's untouchable really when it comes to
Yeah,
things like that.
I agree. And the one thing they have going for them is that they recover from those extremely quickly. So
Oh yeah, yeah.
it's really impressive to see that all the time, honestly. And with that, we're going to cover the chopsticks a little bit more later, but let's go ahead and hop into our normal show. But I'm going to go quickly through Masseys this time. I know a lot of people really don't care about it, just a storage lot. But we're just going to check in and make sure that everything is still the same because, got to keep inventory on this location. But it looks like the storage facility is growing even more. Every time I look at this, I think there's more stuff here. They're constantly, oh, okay. Is that what I think it is? This is hilarious. Is that the other hydraulic piston?
Yeah, I believe that is the piston.
All right. Well,
I'd just like
it's
to
on
point out.
standby,
I'd just
just
like
in
to point
case.
out the zoom on this real fast. Sorry, GB. Look at
Go
how
ahead.
well you were able to zoom in, and we can actually still see that.
Yeah, because this is really far away, actually. Mauricio doesn't really get too close to this usually. Wow. Okay. There we go. Yeah, this is again first week with the new camera on a flyover. So if you guys just joined us, that's what we're referring to here. And yeah, this is it's definitely an improvement for sure. And honestly, I wish that we had the storage space in order to like show you guys the raw images. Like that's one thing, honestly, that we're working on currently is uh, we have to actually with with a larger, a more powerful camera like this, 61 megapixels versus 20, 21 on the last one, or was it 40?
I think it was 20, 22 or 24. One of
Okay.
those.
Yeah. So when you make a jump like that, it also increases the actual size of the images. And Mauricio, how big were the raw files for each image?
Each raw image was about, I think, close to 100 megabytes, between 60 and 100. It depended on the quality of the image, but just to give you an example, I mean the full size resolution images for each flyover was about, I know for the ground shots it was almost close to 9 gigabytes, and for the flyover it was between 6 and 9. So yeah, it's definitely, like we were talking earlier, we're gonna need some hard drives for that.
Yeah, there's literally more information in this image than the entire last Taylor Swift album, apparently. So uh, we definitely have to upgrade on the actual storage. I'm actually running out right now, so the whole team realized this pretty much immediately. We're like, okay, well, this is awesome, but where are we gonna store all this stuff? So that's our next step right now is actually upgrading storage so that we are able to um,
Facilitate.
yeah, you don't want to have to like put things on externals and all that stuff. So um, we're working on upgrading storage, and who knows if we're able to do that, then I don't know. I'm willing to download those raw images,
Oh
even though
yes.
those are massive. If we can upgrade our storage, then we can show the raw images, which are even more intense than these ones are. And I'm not just saying that. You guys know I don't like to exaggerate. Well, actually, I do, but I'm not exaggerating on this one. Um, I wouldn't mislead you guys. So we'll get some more close ups and as we go through this week's images. And I don't know. I'll let you guys be the judge. But with that, we will move on.
Yes, and I like the fact that you listen to what's her face? I can't remember her name all of a sudden. Something Taylor. Anyways,
T Swift.
Taylor Swift.
T Swift. Thank you.
Yeah. And I just realized that I hadn't swapped images. I was over here scrolling around on my left screen and realized you guys couldn't see it. So
We're there now.
here we are. Sanchez. What was? I had a nickname for Sanchez at one point. I'm glad it disappeared. Anyways, so it's looking like they are cleaning up the Sanchez site a lot. You guys can. I think we discussed last episode how they had the big methane purification thing. What's it called? The methane scrubber. Sitting over here, and we were kind of wondering how they got it out. So now you guys can see that. Did the tree survive, or did they cut it in half? Was it bigger?
I think they've cut it. Either they're two smaller trees or shrubs, or they've cut that one tree that was there.
I almost don't even want to look it up because people like trees, and let's assume that those are the same trees.
Sounds good to me. We can even say
They
appropriated, unless it's the big one in the back.
Well, yeah, there's still a bunch of bushes over there too. But they're definitely making some moves in covering up all of the dirt in Sanchez. It seems like. So just from that aerial view, you guys can see we got ourselves a new, almost a full driveway now. Like it goes all the way through here, up top, and you. Oh, let's just zoom in on that. Yep. So basically, like a. Oh wow! What if they held like a Formula One circuit here?
We do call
The
that.
Starbase
Isn't that what
Formula
we
One
make?
circuit.
That'd be amazing. First of all,
Oh man, like Elon, he was in Iron Man at the Formula One race. He's got to be a Formula One fan, right? So I feel like we should. He's not going to do it, but I would love to see a Formula One circuit that goes through here and then all the way. I don't know, to the launch site and back or something.
but mind you, it has to have curves and things like that. That's the best part about Formula One. It's not like
You're right.
Daytona where it just goes in a circle.
All right. Well, how about a go-kart race or something then?
No, I was good with Formula One.
But they, it seems like they're definitely making a lot of moves to, um, you know, finalize this area in some ways. Like we still have no idea what's going on over here, but yeah, there's you guys can see all of the drainage that we mentioned last week. There's sorry for moving around the image so quickly, guys. There's a double set of drains on either side of the road, which is I guess standard in like a neighborhood, but pretty serious drainage in here. There's
You can also
also
see you can see where they're going to continue around to the left as well. There's rebar in the ground there.
yeah, they got that concrete quota. They got to fill it every week, so they're wherever is available gets hit next. I guess this is where we're at. They're putting a like huge driveway around the entire facility, which is nice because truthfully, like when you drive along Highway 4, sometimes you'll actually like if they're moving around in there, you'll see a lot of dust like coming up over the walls. So yeah, it's while it is nice to like keep natural drainage, like as far as like water being able to absorb into the ground and soil and all that stuff. Um, when it comes to like a site like this where you're actually building rockets, the less dirt you have like floating around in the air, the better. So it doesn't surprise me ever when I see them just randomly covering up things with concrete because truthfully, it's kind of what we expect it to look like at the end, right?
Yeah.
Well, and just to go back to your racing, there was a really good suggestion. Rob Shaw said SPMT races. I thought that was fabulous.
I like that suggestion.
I think we've seen an SPMT race before, and they fell off the chair.
That was the best one
Yeah,
so
race.
far, the brake test.
Yeah. So what else? What do we got here? We got some. I think we got a tent that's about to be extended over here, and let's go ahead and address this really quick because this is a really cool building that um, we've kind of talked about in the last few days or so. I don't know if we mentioned this last stream actually, but let's go ahead and just like quickly cover this Starfactory. So this building next to the Starfactory.
So we're still looking at Sanchez, I believe.
Oh, yep. Let me swap you over right there.
There
Take
we
myself
go.
out.
Oh, I see
Studio
that
mode.
factory, Star Factory.
All right. So we're gonna ignore the actual factory, but this building right here is the same building where last week we showed you guys the all the TPS tiles that were on, I believe, a rack over here. Is this where they were, Mauricio? On the right
That
side.
might be a bit.
Oh, we got a booster airborne.
Yeah, I was looking at that myself.
Yeah, I'm trying to ignore it. But well, let me see if I can find a ground image because we, just for those who may have missed the last episode, I'm sure we got a ground image this week as well too. But sorry, I'm scrolling.
Yeah, so what are
we
you
got a
looking
great
for
photo of.
on the ground image?
I was actually looking for the front side of that tent, but I think I have one. I don't know. If I do, I do. If I don't, I don't.
Yeah, Max Q, you were saying? Max Q.
I can't remember off the top of my head. No.
Welcome to my world, my friend.
I don't think I have one from this week actually, so I don't know. I'll keep searching, but essentially, this is kind of this building has kind of looked like this. Oops, sorry. This tent was moved here when they started the Starfactory, or to build the Starfactory, and this is actually what we believe is like the bakery for TPS tiles, and you can kind of see I guess would be the oven equipment.
Yeah.
So it's partially outside the building, which I don't know. I guess you kind of want hot stuff outside the building, but if you guys look closely, you can see these. Well, let me get it from the side real quick. You can see that at least prepared to start extending this. So I think maybe that's what we were seeing in this previous image is them starting to move all of these frames over there so they can extend the bakery. But as we were going through these images, this truck never moved. So who knows? Usually my
There is, I think there's a pretty big hint of how far we can expect that tent to be extended as well. There seems to be markings on the ground there
right. Let
of where
me
it may come out to.
go back to that really quick.
And there was a question from Mike Smith asking when were these photos taken? The ground photos were taken yesterday, August 5th, and the aerial photos were taken on Tuesday, which was the 2nd? Yes, August 2nd.
Yeah, sounds about right.
And they were all
Yes.
taken
Yeah,
by
so if you
Mauricio.
see, we look at the ground there, you can see there's a white line up where they may be going up to.
Oh, we got some chalk marks.
Yep.
Yeah, and I see some rebar over here as well too. It looks like they're filling in the edge, that edge right there. I think there's a bunch of conduit underneath here, so I don't know if they're running all of that to this building as well too. But um, yeah, one of the lesser exciting updates, but just one of those things to look out for. Expect this tent probably to be extended, which makes sense. Honestly, the rate that they're producing boosters and starships right now is pretty crazy. Um, so I wouldn't be surprised that they would extend this at some point in order to accommodate for the additional um the increase in actual like booster production, or sorry, starship production, not boosters.
Okay,
um
GB, I have questions then.
yeah.
So you were saying, or what I understood was that the tents are eventually going to go away. So is this tent, if it gets extended, will it not go away?
um it will so initially I kind of thought that maybe it would go away because you could like obviously fit everything that's in here inside of the Starfactory. But I mean, if this is the bakery, then maybe it'll stay. It, I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of structures that I'm wondering what's going to happen with, like in particular the low bay, or the iron hinge. What's the windbreak? It has a
Yeah,
lot of names.
low bay,
Um,
iron hinge, you got it.
yeah, I'm particularly wondering what's going on with that. And you know, I just want to also mention it's
Hey,
kind of
GB,
crazy.
real quick.
Yeah.
Can you check your DMs real quick?
Yes, I could do
All
that.
right, man.
And so while we do that, there are other questions, and actually there's some donations that we want to read off. The first one is from Paw Angel, who donated $10, part of that $10 matching scheme, not scheme, but donations. And he wrote Chug Chug uh, on the $10 train. Then another $10 from Michelle. She was lovely. She donated and said, she complimented me and she said, "Good job, Jeff." And he did an amazing job. For all of you who don't know, Jeff Allen did the intro. He is phenomenal. Dude is a master. If you ever have a chance to talk to him or get to know him, you will love him instantly. He's just the coolest guy and superbly talented. Can't say enough good things
Yeah,
about him.
he puts a lot of work into these all the graphics and the animations and the sound. It's
Everything. And he does it on the side. This isn't even a full-time gig for him. He
yeah,
does it on top of his full-time job. So, like many of us, but I mean, the dude is just out of this world. He also does the CSI videos with Zach. So, dude's multi-talented
yeah.
and
We're
very busy.
truly lucky to be able to work with the guy.
Agreed. And then the last donation so far came from Jim Cabot, who was kind enough to donate $5 towards the hard drive fund. So we mentioned earlier that we are all going to need some new space because these images are phenomenal. So he's donating towards that, and we appreciate it because we all need a hard drive and we all want a fast one. So the more donations, the better. Just saying.
All right, let me get us back over here to the Sanchez site. And props to all of us for not getting distracted by this booster that's being lifted into the launch mount.
Right?
Um, I just want to comment on one thing: is that you guys can see that all of the panels on the actual engine covers are removed, and then you only have like the ones in between it. So I'm guessing they replaced a lot of this stuff. and yeah, it's interesting to see it rolled out like this. I'm almost kind of thinking that, wondering if the issue was related to methane building up within the actual engine skirt itself.
You're talking
But
about the
yeah,
event,
I'm, I'm
booster
gonna
cell
hold
event.
I'll hold my speculation on that for now. But it's interesting to see this.
Now,
I
there is a
mean,
question. Go
we
ahead.
did we did obviously see Elon talking about purging the engine shroud, so yeah, that could be a possibility.
A possibility.
Yeah.
I got a question for you that seems to be running in chat and everyone wants to know. Rocket Prophet, Jacqueline, and a couple of other people have asked, why are people saying that NASA isn't going to let SpaceX catch a booster at Starbase? Do you guys know anything about this?
Um, we haven't really had confirmation of it, but I wouldn't be surprised if that was the case, because obviously at the moment LC-39A is the only place that they can launch crew from. And if anything goes wrong where they go and try and catch any of the vehicles at that launch site, that could impede on the Falcon 9 launch pad, and then that could also impede on the crewed launches. So, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it is actually the case.
Yeah, as I think about it, I mean, obviously they have a really good point, and um, I think SpaceX respects that point, and also they just so happen to have the ability to, um, in my opinion, quickly do something about it. So I don't know. I do think that there is that third tower may be different than the second one. I think all three towers will probably be different. Um, or the first three towers, I should say, will all be different. So let's actually just go to launch site really quick. Um, okay, that's not what I wanted. Um, so at Starbase, you'll probably see them do everything from, like, obviously stacking with the chopsticks, but also catch boosters here. But I think potentially at the Kennedy Space Center, or the Pad 39A complex, that I don't know, maybe they won't catch boosters there. They'll just launch them from there and then catch them somewhere else in order to protect the crew pad, like the Falcon 9 pad. But
Yeah.
that kind of like begs the question, like, why even build it there in the first place if you're going to have to build a second tower just because you built this one here, right? Like, why not just put it on its own pad nearby, and then you wouldn't even have to build two towers? um Interesting decision, but I think that that could allow them, if this is what happening is what if this is what's happening, it could allow them to. I mean, it's interesting how quickly they could just build that structure. They don't need, what would they not need? They don't need,
Well, the
um
QD arm for starters.
yeah, they don't need the QD arm. All they need is the chopsticks, and um they would need the clamps, but they don't need the actual QDs. And
Yeah.
truthfully, there's a possibility that they don't even need a launch mount, because they could just have transport stands like where this launch mount is, catch the
Yeah.
booster and set it down on the transport stand. But I have a feeling that they'll probably build another launch mount. It just wouldn't need to be as complex as this one. All you would need basically is that clamp mechanism, so they'd probably complete it really quickly. I would not be surprised, actually, like, without having to have all of the um, cryotubes and all the plumbing system in here. Like, you would still need all the mechanical stuff, but you don't need the actual piping system. You probably could complete the second tower in time, like at the same time, before this one becomes operational. Sorry, before the second one becomes operational. So, like, I do think it's possible, if they start delivering steel for it right now, they could complete the third tower at the same time as the second one gets completed.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm like trying to say it correctly because we got 3 towers to consider here now. So I hope they actually name them at some point so that we don't have to keep calling them 1, 2, and 3 or something
We
like
could
that.
always name them. Just saying.
Nah, I want to get the official name from SpaceX.
I feel like
They
they get their
name
official
everything
names
else.
from us.
Well, they named the drone ships and the well, basically their entire fleet, right? Their entire
Yeah, the
recovery
naval.
fleet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. You're right. But like the
So
Can Crusher and the Pez dispenser, I feel like those came
true.
from us.
Yeah. Yeah, like little names about like equipment that I think that's different than the actual like facility name itself. So I don't know. I feel like it'd be nice to have like official designations for which one is which instead of us just calling it different things every single week. But
Agreed. You're right.
with that, I think we can move through the Sanchez site pretty quickly today, unless Jake, if you had
Well,
anything.
we've got the new
Oh yeah,
ship stand being constructed there.
Ooh,
okay, this makes no sense.
what is that?
It's a new ship stand.
But okay, let's look at the old one. Is there an old one near here?
Yeah, if you look up in the rocket garden, you can see one over there, I think. It's tucked just between the two ships.
Yeah. Okay. So this has 6 mounting points on it, and the new one has.
Oh, hang on 1 second. That one between the two ships, that's actually a very old one. A more up-to-date one is out in the ring yard.
Now
And
you know
it
why Max used the man.
is
You get to see it live.
right to the left of the work platforms.
Oh.
That's it.
Yeah, this one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so it
So
actually does have more mounting points than I thought it did.
This is the current
Yeah.
one, correct?
Let me
Yeah.
get closer to this thing. So busy worrying about stage 0 half the time I don't even notice these things.
So I would call you Stage 0 Zach.
So right here is the okay, I guess it did have wait, sorry, in between here, these aren't actual it
Yeah,
does right?
the lighter silvery parts, those are where the clamps are, and then there's the darker parts. I think the skirt just rests on them, I think.
Oh, interesting. So if we look over here back at that new transport stand, this one kind of confuses me a little bit because it seems like they're increasing the amount of mounting points. This is um what is that? 12 of them? 12 locations. So this is kind of weird. I'm wondering if
12 is about right because you've got the 6 clamps and then you've got the 6 parts in between each clamp.
yeah, I suppose that makes sense. They didn't have I think they only had like 6 of the like they only had 6 of these on the last one. It's just kind of weird how this is changing up. I'm wondering if this is like what exactly is going to be new about this. So previously they initially were making the transport stands with the QDs on the quick disconnects on them for the starships so they could transport them. And I don't think they liked that. So they abandoned that idea. And I think this is the first change that we've seen since then. So it'll be interesting to see if they make another attempt at installing a QD onto a transport stand or if they just abandon that as a whole. And at some point, what was that?
To the left of that stand as well, you can actually see some of the clamps that are due to be installed on it.
Yeah, these things are pretty large. Um,
Hmm.
so, are there 6 mounting points on the top of the booster, or is this going to change?
No,
I thought there was
only
3.
3 on top of the booster.
So, is this a sign that we would see 6 of them in the future on like booster 9?
No, there's always been the 6 clamping points on the transport stands.
Okay. Be nice to make a little discovery every now and then.
You do. There's
Um,
no doubt about that. You do.
I think we have another one over here as well. It looks like there's you know what? I can't really tell if these are another ship transport stand or if that's another one of whatever this is. Um, but all I know is they got a ton of transport stands now. We have booster transport stand right here, almost completed. I don't even honestly, I don't know what they're waiting for to finish this, so we can actually see the clamps for these over at the ground
The ground
fabrication
fabric.
building.
Yeah.
Right here. Where are they? Somewhere over here. Oh, right there. So we have the large. Let me see if I can get a better shot of that. I want to settle for a super far away image. So we have all 20 of the manual. Well, what would we call these? These are just the
The
blocks that
blocks.
the clamps actually sit on. Yeah. So over here, waiting to be installed, but I don't think they're in a rush right now at all because as of now, I believe booster 5. Yeah, booster 5.
Which the one oh yeah, the one being cut up aside. That's now completely gone.
Yeah, all of this is gone, and we have um an open an available transport stand now, and I think okay, sorry. So the one that they're constructing at Sanchez should be for booster 9, but with this one being available, I mean it's right here. Like I don't think they need it, and the new one may go for booster 10. But that gives us what, five transport stands now, almost six because they have the frame for another one. So yeah, they're ready to have at least 5 boosters at all times, which will be interesting. I honestly can't wait for that. I'm really excited for these next steps that we have coming up here. Um,
Yeah, I'm talking about having all the vehicles ready at the same time. There's going to obviously at some point need to be a storage area for all of these.
right?
Whilst they wait to launch them.
Yeah, I mean you can't just leave them all in the
No.
high base. So you know, yeah, I kind of would expect that garden to increase in size. But well, I don't know. I mean, maybe you're not going to be storing things for yet, like because you're going to lose a bunch of them. Well, maybe. I mean, so what if they start catching boosters like right away? Let's say best case scenario. I can't even say this with a straight face, but like they actually catch it the first time they try on orbital attempt number 1, right? So then all of a sudden, immediately you have booster storage problems after that.
Yeah.
You go from expecting to lose every single one of them to, I guess, immediately being reusable. But I don't know. I personally don't think it's going to happen that quick. I'd love to be wrong on that though. But
I like those stands.
yeah, we have these are still under construction from last week, and I don't know when it came in, but there was a new cantilevered crane that arrived. Was that yesterday?
Yeah. No, that was earlier today.
Okay, so we don't have a picture of that then. But we saw, actually, maybe we can grab an image of it. Is that from
I think there was a screenshot of it arriving earlier.
yeah, so there's
Um,
oh, here we go. Look at that. Faster than Max Q. All right.
We're still
Let
looking
me
at the VA
Yeah,
base
I know. I
platform.
just got to
Okay.
swap myself over to that left screen. I just want to make sure it's the right screen.
Because max
Uh,
Q is our standard of measure, right? If you can do
yeah,
it, then max Q, you did it as fast as lightning. Lightning.
let's see here. Excuse me. So down here is a cantilevered crane. So basically, what that means is it's something that allows you to slide things in sideways through the building. So we saw that on the was the last time we saw them use that on the launch tower? So they had to lift. It basically allows you to like lift something into the side of the building. So you put a counterweight on one side of it, and then whatever you're lifting is on the other side. And as you lift it into the building, you don't have to actually get over the area that you're lifting to. So you can be like over here and slide something all the way into the building. Basically, that was a terrible explanation. But hopefully you guys understand the point. So with something like that, I think it could be. Well, this one is Maxie. Do you think this one could be lifted by the actual bridge cranes in the wide bay?
Yeah, I believe that's what they're going to use this for, just to tuck all the platforms into the corners and onto the sides.
Yeah. So I mean, if that's the case, then they may get going on actually installing these platforms soon, which would be really cool. Not like we'll get to see it, but um,
We
yeah, I
might.
think.
We might.
mm,
At least through
yeah.
Mauricio's photos.
Well, let's see. If we look, let me see if I can find a view there where we can see inside of the high bay. Actually, you know what? I should probably be looking on some ground images, huh?
Maybe, yeah, because I know the flyover photos we couldn't see in the bays because of the time of day and the way that the sun was facing, so the shadow was on the doors.
Right. And here we go. So ground images. Um, well, I don't think. Are there any views of this where you can actually see into the corner when there's a booster in there? Let's see.
I'm looking. You go ahead and talk
It's great. There we go.
faster than Max.
So, well, no, not even there.
Got this one.
It is really hard to see into the corner of this building. Let's see. I think I got one there. No.
That's the
Yeah,
similar
pretty
one.
close. Oh,
Here, I got this one.
Is this booster 9?
yeah. That would be the whole methane tank of Booster 9.
Is it attached to a crane?
Yeah.
Oh, this is the one that they did that weird thing with, right? Where they lifted it with the
Yeah, that's the one.
man, I wish we could see like evidence of like how they did that, like what they used to do it. Oh,
If you go down to the bottom of it, you can see some stuff strapped around near where the weld line is.
is that a camera?
Looks like
Yeah.
it.
Oh yeah, okay, it's in the same spot that it's always been. Sorry, if I go to what was that?
If you go down near the bottom of Booster 9, yeah, go all the way down. That weld line right near the bottom is where they join those two sections together. So there's some sort of weird stuff going on by there, look.
Yuck.
There's two thick lines that are stuck on there. I'm not sure what they are.
Yeah, I don't like the way that weld
Oh,
looks.
Is that even a weld or is that like a string? Looks like it cracked and they're just
What is going
taping it
on?
together. They glued it.
Yeah, that's definitely a weld. It's a bit of a dirty one, but it's a weld.
Yeah, they I mean, let's keep in mind here it's the first time that they've done that maneuver. I don't know if that affects the weld itself, but I think they have some new manufacturing techniques that they have going on here, and that could be what we're seeing here. But not really 100% sure. Very very interesting though. Um, and really quick, it is we're through the first hour of the show, so to everybody who's just joining us, thank you guys for being here with us on a Saturday. And if you guys haven't already, please do us a huge favor and hit that like button. I just had to do it myself because I forgot.
Me too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thanks for the reminder.
Yeah. So appreciate all of you guys for doing that. It helps us, obviously get more attention onto the live stream. So hopefully you guys enjoy these episodes. And especially with having this new camera, it's really exciting for us
Yes.
to be able to do this. So hopefully you guys are enjoying it just as much as we are.
Are you ready for some questions maybe?
Nah, yeah, let's do
Okay.
it.
Oh, I was like, okay, we can wait. These are a little bit out of order, so they're not necessarily what we're talking about, but they are things that we've been talking about. So the first one is from Todd Burnell. He's asking, are we sure it was at the accumulator? And that's in regards to the leak in the chopsticks.
Whoa, wait, say that one more time.
Sure. He's asking, are we sure that the leak was at the accumulator? So when we were talking about the chopstick leak from last night,
Mm,
I don't know if we
not
ever said it was at the
necessarily.
accumulator. Sorry, go ahead.
Well, not necessarily. Let's see. Let's go back and look at it one more time.
Because we're looking at the image from high bay with the, oh, and now we're looking at the OLM.
So,
Further down, in it. Yeah.
these down here, and I wouldn't say that. I don't. It didn't look like it came from there. Honestly, it probably came from somewhere up in here. But I don't know. In some of the views I saw of it, it seemed to like come from lower. But I
That is one thing I'll say is where the accumulator meets up with the spine of the carriage. There is big valves there. So maybe the big
down
thing we
here.
saw falling off is maybe a valve. It's out of picture there. It's tucked behind the OLM.
Let me get closer.
It's Sean Connery.
Here we go. This one. Okay, maybe not. No, I can't go low enough on that one. Sorry, guys.
No issue. There's actually some spec relation from some of our chat. Josh Lowe says when the right chopstick started to extend outwards, the anomaly occurred from what he can see. Only a small movement is what he's saying. So he thinks it happened when they moved the chopstick.
Yeah, that's. Oh wow. Okay.
That's a good one
Um,
of the drone. Wow.
yeah. Sorry. Is that the same drone from last
Impressive.
night too?
That's an amazing looking drone. Good God.
Probably.
Wow.
Look at that. And you can
A
even
serious
see
bit of
the
kit.
USB hookups, or not USB, the Ethernet cables where they plug in. Dude, Mauricio, your picture is amazing.
How far away was this thing?
Mauricio, do you know how far you were away or that
Maybe
drone was
muted.
away from you? He is muted. He'll be back.
It's okay. And really quick, want to give a huge shout out to the mods. Thank you guys for all the stuff you guys do. Sorry that we have some random stuff going on in the chat with some I don't know. I guess some bots.
Bots love us.
You're doing good when the bots
Yeah.
come through. Yeah. So thank you to the mods, Techno Dino, and who else? Who else do we have today?
Hoppy. It's actually just Hoppy today.
Okay. Yeah. So thank you so much for that. Honestly, every time the bots are in here, that means they're not in my DMs, so that's a good look. But let me find that picture I was looking for.
And actually,
There's
go ahead.
Go ahead.
on the other side of the chopsticks might be a better view of one of those valves.
Oh yeah, I was about to start talking about something completely different. Truthfully, so
Is it? Oh, there we are.
down here,
Yeah, see the
lower ones.
Yeah, see the big valve by there.
This one.
Yeah, so maybe could be totally wrong, but maybe one of them came off somehow.
The thing about it was that it just like wasn't moving. It wasn't even moving when that happened.
Yeah.
I would love to see like some more videos, like because there was a lot of people like sitting there on the side filming it. So I would love to see some other angles of it, and also to hear the sound synced up with it as well too. But yeah, this is a really complicated system here. If you guys can see inside of this, actually, I'm gonna even get us a better image here. Always trying to one up myself with another image.
And then after that, we can go back to what our regularly scheduled program.
I don't have as more zoomed in one of that, but yeah, you guys can kind of see like how complicated all of this is. That's pretty intense. I can't even imagine being the one to set all this stuff up. Look at this. Yeah, chopsticks are pretty amazing, honestly. Very, very. I mean, they're pretty advanced, and they're becoming even more advanced, I would say, now that we have the upgrades that are being done to them. Uh, so this week we've had. Oh, maybe we should show this from the air too. So right now, you guys can see that there are what we believe is one piston right here. So has a huge hydraulic line running to it. So that should be for lifting it up and down. And then we think these ones are for dampening, like the
Yeah,
shock absorbers, essentially, right?
yeah.
Yeah. So one of those right here, one right there, and then we actually, if you guys look at this from another angle, you'll see. I don't want this one. Um, there's a spot, another mounting spot. Wait, am I looking at this one right?
Yeah, that's another mountain spot by there in the end.
Yeah, right here on the left, on the
Yep.
right side of it. So there is another mounting spot for something else to go next to it. So it could be possibly another piston there. However, if we look at it, oh, hold on. Let me see if this other addition that we saw from Starship Gazer is on here. If not, I'm gonna have to grab it really quick.
Oh, the block you're talking
There
about,
we
is
go.
it?
Yep.
Yeah.
So honestly, I can't really explain this one. It almost looks like a bunch of like rubber pads on. Honestly, I can't really tell if that's steel or if it's like.
I did see some speculation that it might be a rubber layer on top and then foam behind it, so it wasn't too hard against the hull of a booster or a ship if it ever came into contact with that.
So if you're swinging in really quickly and you gotta
Yeah.
make contact with it, you just bump off of it a little bit, a little booster bump.
Yeah.
Interesting. Well,
But we can see there's going to be another 2 of those blocks there if you zoom right in on that. You can see another 4 mounting points at the top there.
oh, up here,
Yeah.
that's where they're mounting them.
I believe so, yeah, because there was 6 of those there. And the block is where 2 of those are.
Interesting. Yeah, you can almost see the outline right here, but you see this one right here too. It almost looks like they're gonna put them, but I don't see the.
No, I don't think there's anything in that little area. I can't see steel ground back at all.
Oh yeah, there we go. I can't see it, but
No.
that line, there's a line right here, which kind of makes me think. Oh, never mind. That's where the weld is. Okay. Yeah, there's another weld right here. So I was thinking that that line may be where they're showing like either side where they would go to with that. This will be interesting to see when it's complete. Probably a good feature to have, especially if the chopsticks move as fast as a lot of us would expect them to. But yeah, you guys can see the double mounting point over here better. So one on this side, one on that side, one here. That's a single, another single, and then on the end is another double mount. So luckily enough, we were actually able to get some cool images of this from uh, the air as well too. Let me swap over to that. And I'm going to ignore the launch mount. We have a whole bunch of, man, super clear. So we got a whole bunch of, well, I think we have one piston right here, and then I guess we should call them dampeners. Like, what do we call these?
I've seen them referred to as gas springs. That's one of the names I've seen being floated around.
I don't understand how these work because there's no secondary, like, like how the chopsticks have the accumulator with the secondary expansion tank or whatever. These don't have that, so I'm kind of interested to see how that actually works. Um, it almost seems like they're not even like they're unpowered, there's no hydraulics or anything like that. So um, they're like all self-contained. I really have no idea how that works, but you can see one of them is extended right here. I would almost imagine that they would um, their default position would be extended, like once you fill them or whatever. They always would want to be extended, and so like I just don't get how it would work unless the default position was extended and you press it down, kind of like like a a, a, a pen, like when you click the button on the pen, click it down. Like I feel like it'd be something like that, where it's just the default
Yeah.
position is in extended mode. But yeah, the interesting thing here is there's a bunch of boxes which are just about the same size as this. So I think there may be even more of them in here. But we had one, two, three, four, um, 9 of these, and one piston. So I think since
I
this
think that I
this
think
piston
that
got installed,
piston was that was installed after this flyover. I think that piston.
yeah. So it's
So from
actually
what
really
I can
go
go
ahead.
on.
Oh, I was just gonna
From
say it's
what
really awesome having the ground images, especially when they're on a separate day, because as things develop, we get to see like how things change throughout the week.
Yeah, the
Um,
progression.
yeah, for sure.
yeah.
And they have, so as we said, one, two of the gas spring dampeners or whatever, and one hydraulic piston installed so far. And you guys can actually see, oh yeah, up here is where they installed the brackets for the mounting point for the gas spring, and I believe there's another one back there. So these were welded on this week, and there's one right here that's been added on. Um, they've got all of them on there, so I'm guessing they could probably mount all of these within the next week. Let's look on the other side and see if they have those ones done too. I don't think they do. Yeah, they don't. I don't see them.
Forgive me for changing the topic real fast. I am amazed that we can almost read the writing on there. Sorry, go back to what you were saying.
Oh, speaking of that, did we never covered this picture last time? Okay, let me see if I can get us closer. This is really funny. Um,
Yeah, so that picture, we were talking about the fact that somebody wrote that. Um, I'm guessing so that we can figure out what it says. I don't think it was meant for the workers.
it seemed like it was the workers having a conversation with each other, uh, like a inner shift, like change out notes. Let me see if we could see it from this image. I know we had it last week, but hold on. I can't remember which
No,
one
it's,
it's from.
no, it's not going to be from that angle. It's going to have to be a little bit more straight on. It's going to be right next to the drone. Actually, the one to the left of the drone. That one should probably be that one.
I think we had an even closer image last week.
Yeah,
Let me.
there's a better one. Let me find it and I'll send it over to you.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that it's really funny. We sometimes SpaceX tends to leave messages around site. Like we all know that they have the different stickers and stuff that they used to put on the Raptor engines, and like kind of gave all of them their own identity. And there's things like that. They also have lots of whiteboards around location, which everybody loves to try and get pictures of. And lots of times when you zoom in on them, it's pretty obvious that they want you to see it. Um, so I think this might be one of those situations. And I really hope I hope Marisa can find that image because it's really funny. Um, I was honestly kind of concerned when I read it though, because I was like, what are they talking about? Um, but hopefully we'll have it here in a second. In the meantime, I am going to hop back over to, excuse me, some aerials. So let's go back to the wide bay, actually. And we got super sidetracked. Actually, you know what? We can stay at the launch site. We're going to do things differently this week and do the launch site halfway through the show instead of at the end. And we will also go back to the wide bay a little bit later. But yeah, while we're here, this is really awesome. This is like one of the first things I noticed during this flyover was actually being able to see the work platform as it's lifted up into place. I almost imagine, like, I can't think of any games that are played on a circular court, but like it'd be really cool to play like half court basketball up here if they retract the clamps or something like that, or
So
it almost looks like a trampoline.
we're looking at a picture of the bays with the rings on the ground. Is
Dang
that?
it. There we go.
Oh, thank you.
Sorry, guys. You can see here the the work platform as it's in place. So they actually lifted it up underneath the launch mount. I think we've seen some images of that this week, and I think they took it down, or is it still up there? Huh. Let me actually check for that really quick in the ground images. Yeah, it's still up there. I did not even notice that before. So you guys can see it right here. There you can just barely see underneath it. So maybe, I don't know, we could see little feet moving around in there or something, but we won't actually be able to see what they're doing. But it's really cool the way this actually sits underneath here. And you can also see the where it's locked into position in here. Let me see if I got close up. Oh, we're dark right there. That'll do it. So um, we have the chain hoists right here. And they've got their little electrical connections, and then that's attached onto the work platform right here. And then where are the? I
They're
can't see
pretty much
the
right behind. They are there. They're right behind where the winch lines have come down.
right here.
Yeah, there's one, and you can just about see the one to the right
Oh,
as
there
well.
you go. Yeah, there's a pin. There's a pin that goes through right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, these are overlapping. There's one point mounting point for lifting it, and then there's the other one where they actually slide that pin in. That's interesting. It'd be interesting being on this when it's not secured, like actually riding it up to the top. Um, I wonder. I haven't seen any like smooth videos of it yet, but yeah, that's really still a really cool work platform. And let me go back to the aerial really quick. Yeah, it's this like you guys can see they have another work platform up here that allows them to I guess climb up and do stuff with the actual clamps and the QDs. I think the other day they were actually doing something with the QDs and the clamps, but I wasn't able to see what they were doing. But it seemed like they brought a crane over here and was like actually individually lifting each one of them up. Couldn't really tell what they were doing, but yeah, they've definitely been doing some work in here ever since that whole explosion happened. But yeah, it seems like everything's good now. That booster 7 is on the pad again, so we um, truthfully, like I'm kind of expecting to see a static fire from both the booster and ship on Monday.
You think Monday? As early as
Hopefully,
Monday?
Um, yeah, like literally, I wouldn't be surprised. This is probably not going to happen, but if it did, I wouldn't be surprised if like they try to do a static fire tonight. Honestly,
Seriously? Wow.
because and the reason I say that, obviously, it's a weekend, so it's highly unlikely. But again, with it being the anniversary of that first full stack, I'd do it. They got what, like 3 weekend closures that they're able to use a year.
5, I think they've got now.
Man, let's burn one real quick. Let's just burn one tonight. You know, why not? The beach. Nobody's on the beach after what, like 10 o'clock. Never mind. We don't need to have them that late. We'll just probably wait for Monday, and I think we'll be seeing a static fire soon on both the ship and the booster, preferably on the same day.
Wow.
That would be really awesome.
Well, and the mitigated Fonzie says they can't do it after a certain time anyways because of the loud noises in the past. So that was one of the stipulations or the mitigations themselves.
I guess you can tell I didn't read that part. Yeah. So I guess they won't be doing that. Way to crush my hopes. It's all good.
I'm here for you, my friend.
Appreciate it. You guys can also see here that the culvert that we talked about, the drainage that they have set up over here. I think that maybe they might end up installing a sump pump in there. So the reason I say that is because we actually saw them install one. Okay, gonna have to swap over to another image. We earlier this week, we saw them install one. Well, we saw one being delivered, and I think they installed it in here. Did they?
I'm not sure, but yeah, I do remember seeing it being delivered.
Yeah. So this is just a drainage ditch, essentially. Kind of weird, honestly. Like, don't really see them like that normally. And I don't really know like how much this is designed to actually hold. The interesting thing to note, they actually did a a water deluge test on the suborbital farm. Was that yesterday?
Day
2 days
before, I
ago.
think.
Yep.
Every day's
The
running
third, I
together.
believe, even.
Yeah. So I don't think it's designed this way, but it would make sense if it was able, the water drainage from there was coming all the way down across. You can almost see this. Almost looks like water has flown through here. I don't. Hold on. Let me see if I can see the whole thing at one time. I have the right image. Oh, this is the one. Okay. Yeah. So you can almost see that it looks like water has traveled through there. I don't know if that's just where they've been sweeping it or not, but I highly doubt it's going to be draining all the way down to there. But yeah, this is interesting because they already have drainage set up underneath this. So I believe it runs. Oh, wait. No, it doesn't. It's not underneath this. It's. Wait, yeah, it is because it comes out right here. So the underground drainage comes out right here, and it runs underneath all of this, I believe. Or maybe that's
Yeah,
is that a drain right here? It goes in here,
it
and then
looks like it,
oh,
yeah.
wait, what am I talking about? They're right here. Wow. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Drainage drains right there, and then you can see their outlets right there. So that's just regular storm drainage. And so that's why I don't know. It's kind of weird to me that they would have that little pit there. So I'm really at a loss to like explain that one. But
That is one thing that's worth pointing out. That little pit down by the main gate there is actually a big pipe that sticks out into it from the building to the right of it.
oh really? Let's
Yeah.
see. Here. Let's see it from this one.
Should be able to see it. Nope.
Probably not going to see it from that one either. I guess we got to see it
Yeah.
from the side, right?
We want to see it from the back, ideally.
Let me try. Well, I'm going to search for one and see if we can find it. I know it exists since you've mentioned it, but let's see if we can. Oh man, it's like right there.
Almost.
Right at the spot. This happens to me all the time where I'm looking through these pictures and I'm like, it's right there and I can't get to it. Okay, so is it on this side or that
No.
side?
Yeah. The,
Hmm.
it's on the building side. It seems to have gone now, but there was a great big pipe sticking out there.
You can see
Interesting.
it a little bit, unless that's the wall.
Oh, hang on. Is that it right behind the gate fence there?
What?
Oh, maybe not.
Oh, are you talking about these?
I think that's it there. Yeah, I think they've taken it out by the looks of it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Maxie's only looking from the corner of his eye.
um, yeah. So this has kind of been hard to explain. I'm not really sure what's going on there. But what else we got going on over here at the suborbital side? I'm just jumping all over the place today.
Ooh.
If you guys have noticed,
Oh,
we have all of the new area being cleared out that we mentioned the last 2 weeks. You guys can see that they've been removing a ton of dirt from in here. Not a whole lot of progress on it this week, but it looks like they're definitely like grading it down and not just like at first it kind of seemed like they were just removing the like um flammable material essentially, like all your grass and weeds and whatnot. But now it seems like they're actually like grading it down a little bit. So will be interesting to see if they actually expand this soon.
and why the section in the middle is omitted?
So basically everything that is we talked about this last week, differing opinions here. But so everything that's not included is the wetlands,
Oh,
or
wow.
sorry,
Okay.
the is part of the
Protected.
wetlands. So yeah, they're the protected areas that like you can kind of see where the water flows down here. And
Yeah, you
that
got the highlands and the lowlands.
yeah, so this would be considered part of the lowlands. And in my opinion, the reason that they can't do this part yet is related to the whole Army Corps of Engineers thing, where they needed to resubmit their application or like I don't know whatever information that the Army Corps of Engineers needed from them that they did not provide. Uh, Whatever that was prevents them from being able to um, add material into this area. So like if you have floodplains and like this area is meant to essentially hold a certain amount of water. So like during let's say 1,000 year storm, they expect this to hold like 4 million um, barrels of water. So if you add any dirt into that area, then you take away the amount of capacity that this floodplains is able to hold, and that means it has to go somewhere else. So if you have that 1,000 year storm where this little sliver right here would have been the last thing to fill up. Once that's gone, then that means okay, now it's in somebody's house because it can't fit in here anymore, or it's flowing over the highway, or you know. So every time that you fill in an area, you have to subtract it somewhere else. Usually, that's like one of the biggest things that the Army Corps Engineers is responsible for. Is what do you call it? Um, I want to say water management, but that's not the right word for it. But they handle a lot of that stuff. Maybe somebody will say what it is in the chat. Um, but I actually, if there's really cool videos about this on YouTube, about like the Disney facility in Florida, like how all of their water management worked, and I think they had to contract or do everything through the Army Corps of Engineers for that as well too. Um, but yeah, so that really long explanation. Hopefully that makes sense. But yeah, we have what else we got over here? We got all this area being cleared away for Starship Static Fire, except for these trailers, which I don't know if they're still there or not. Um, I'm assuming those will probably be gone by Monday. Let's see. We
Yeah,
had
hopefully those trailers don't end up the same way as the ones that got destroyed by the B7 explosion.
right. Yeah, great reason to relocate them somewhere else. What are these? Are these the Raptor trailers
I
or just
think
regular
so,
work
yeah.
trailers? Um, One thing I noticed over here was a ton of paint. It looks like so. Um, Literally a metric ton of paint, probably. Like I think SpaceX probably spent like several $100,000 on paint over the last few weeks, not only here but also at the Kennedy Space Center because everything's getting painted this week. We have the Starlink storage building, which is getting
with the
painted.
Starlink loader.
Yeah.
Look at that
Hey.
building there.
Oh wow.
Been that
You brought it
photo.
outside. Look at that.
Yeah,
Yeah, we
that's
had
what you call good timing.
yeah, right. And wasn't there an actual like transport that was holding a Raptor van, but for Starlinks that showed up or something like that?
Yeah, that'll be why the box was outside like this. It's a bit of a funny way of doing things, but every time they
So
take one of those trailers in there, they have to take the box out.
okay.
It's a weird.
I'm just gonna reserve my opinion on that one, but I mean they had a little more space here. They could have just
Well, yeah,
yeah, like made it a little bit wider so that the trucks can actually like pull through next to it,
yeah,
and your gantry crane is just wider, right? Like, um, interesting. So, back to the launch site. Oh yeah, sorry. The point was that building is being painted. Sorry. Um, and this is not where I was. Suborbital.
yeah. That's right.
Sorry about that. But yeah, so we have still some engine shielding down here for. Do you think this is Starship engine shielding?
Yeah, I think that's for Ship 24. I don't think they actually installed every last little bit when before they rolled it out. I think this is for later on.
Okay. Yeah. Other than that, not much stuff happening over here. The other update from this week, I would say, would be the Orbital tank farm. But I'm sorry, let me just make sure I'm not missing anything over here really quick. Um, no. All right. So let's go to the tank farm.
Let's go to the tank farm.
Yeah, this is one of my favorite spots. Tons of stuff happening here lately. So as you guys can see, the methane pump is still removed. They are down to 2 methane pumps. I don't know why they haven't hooked this one up. Kind of interesting, but they do have the flex hoses for this, which is something that we mentioned last week. Those are over here chilling. Oh, um, in the tank, the suborbital tank farm. So they got one longer one right here, which goes on the. I'm gonna swap back again so you guys can see. Um, you can see where the longer ones go right here, and then there's the um, these ones are actually a little bit shorter, but they have those over in the suborbital site as well too. Just waiting to get installed. I'm not really 100% sure what they're waiting on. Yeah, you can see one right here, and then there's the big ones for the lock side right here. You can definitely tell that those are for the lock side because of how much larger they are. And let's go ahead and return to the lock side. Oh, sorry, I got distracted. So looking at the liquid oxygen side, I'm gonna swap images. So I actually posted this on Twitter this week because I could not wait. You guys can see that they finished off the installation of this new manifold. So there's one right here, and then there's this one, which we told you guys a few weeks ago was going to get installed. So they did that rather quickly. You can see that they had to strip off the insulation and okay, we have a bunch of wires over here, which um, okay, I think these are probably going to get ran onto this rail right here. They're just like they got the full length that they needed, and I think they will run that on this rail and connect these other 2 pumps. But I could be wrong. That's just what it looks like is going to happen. And they also will have 2 additional valves here too. So um, there'll be 1 valve, 2 valve right here, and it doesn't look like they're really setting up to put that 5th pump in, but you can see that all of these are capped off. It's hard to tell that they're capped. For all I know, they could be open. But assuming these are capped off, because it would not be a good idea to leave them uncapped, um, especially given past events, but I won't go into that. So, uh, but yeah, so again, I don't see them stripping this off yet, preparing for more, uh, what do they call these? The hippos, the heat exchangers. So yeah, I don't know. The possibility though is that we may not even see them here, and that we could see them over here instead, because it might actually be easier for them to install them here. Um, but yeah, the jury's out on that one. We'll find out soon, right? So Stephanie, I want to see if Stephanie's still in the chat. Um, Stephanie B, I'm not sure if she's still in the chat. Again, always a good
She is.
question asker. She asked about this earlier in the week, why this looks like this on the end, like why it's just ends like that, and it seems like it has a cap on it. So I'm pretty sure that with the additional heat exchangers that would go over here, you have 2 options for how to like actually run your pipes to that. So right now this goes across here and then does this weird loop-de-loop and comes up top before it goes down through the top of each of the heat exchangers and then out through the bottom. So you could run another pipe around here, like extend it off of this to connect to the other 2 heat exchangers, or you could, instead of going all the way up and around, you could just turn this right here, and that'd be a much shorter path. So I think, well, no, it would be the same length. It'd be about the same length, almost a little bit longer. However, it wouldn't be up in the air like this. You wouldn't need like all the additional, I don't know. There's 2 options, but I think that might be why they've left that in this way. So, yeah, I think other than that, I don't know if we have a whole lot more happening over here. We do have um, a new grass vent that was installed. So there's one underneath here, and there's one right here, which you guys can see is frosted up right now, I believe. I don't think that's um, cryo insulation. I think that's just a cold pipe, because you kind of can see this coming. You can see this coming out of it. I mean, well, actually, if it was frosted, I would kind of expect to see water
Yeah,
around it, but I
I was
don't.
going to ask that
So
question.
maybe it is white. Maybe
That's the other thing we're talking about as well, is the temporary berm just down at the bottom of this photo.
wow. Can't believe I forgot that. Yeah, let's throw in some ground images for that too. So thank you for reminding me of that.
And
We
Stephanie
got
said
more.
thank you, by the way.
Oh, of course, Stephanie. Appreciate all the great questions from you and the rest of the chat as well. So thank you guys. And hold on, do we have any more questions that we need to address still, or?
We have lots of questions, but let's keep going on the berm you wanted to talk about, and then we can ask questions.
Cool. So we got ourselves a new temporary berm right here. Mighty nice one, if I do say so. It's really perfectly. Oh, what the heck? Okay. All right. So it's pretty perfectly topped off and smooth, as you guys can see. They've been I don't get, they don't have a pile of dirt over here. Oh, okay, here it is. So the pile of dirt's over here that he's probably having to take scoop by scoop and bring over to this area to this is not even dirt, this is like sand. And basically what they're doing is protecting this building. So let's throw in a ground image. Let's see. I don't know if, oh yeah, this does show it. Cool. One of my favorite things about Mauricio's images is that he like literally captures everything every single time, which is awesome.
It's the best. And half the time
yeah.
he's so funny. He's like, "Oh, I didn't even notice that."
Like out there snapping pictures of everything. Honestly, like when I go back and look at my own images of Starbase, I get kind of upset because I'm like, I know something was happening that week and I just chose not to take a picture of it because I was too interested in only one thing. Like last time I went down there, all I wanted to do was take pictures of the launch mount. So I pretty much ignored everything else. But yeah, so you guys can see here what these look like from the side. they're just basically a temporary berm. And the reason I say it's temporary is, well, I mean, it looks temporary, number one, but beyond that, they appear to. Let me go back to that actually. Um,
And it's a
okay,
temporary berm because they can't extend the current berm across the wetlands, correct?
yeah, there you go.
Yep.
Yeah. So ideally, this berm would come all the way over to here, and I think it's actually drawn up like that potentially in the original site plans because you want to protect this building. This is a super important building, so they're getting all of that preparation work prepared. Preparation work prepared. That's a, anyways. So interestingly enough, they also, I don't know if this is. Oh wait, is this the security shack?
I'm still not sure what's actually in that container, but
You sure it's a shack and not more berm type of stuff? Or
Well,
a
that
shipping
there's a
container?
berm here, but it's protecting a container, and I don't know what this container's for.
Oh.
I thought this was a security shack because one time I was approached by security. I thought they came from here. I didn't do anything wrong for the record.
I can tell you, I could, I could tell you that they used to have a container down there that contained the FTS charges, but that was moved to Masseys quite a while ago.
Are you serious? I
Yeah,
didn't
yeah.
know that. Why would
There
they?
was I've no idea, but there was a logo on top of the container, and I had a look online, and yeah, it was to do with explosive charges.
You're like, oh wow,
Yeah, pretty much.
interesting. Sorry, I'm just trying to get a view of what's down here because I feel like that might be important. I just can't see it. Where was it? Hmm. Are those more pistons?
They look a little bit piston-like.
Keep an eye on those. Look like they're hidden for some reason. Interesting that these are way over here. They look, I guess, similar. Not really to the ones that we saw earlier. Probably something completely different. So whatever. Continuing on, we got some more berm work going on, which we were kind of expecting. I think we mentioned this last week. Looks like they got some, um, just the start of more rebar for that here, and I believe they were pouring this yesterday. I could
Yeah,
be,
some of that is covered.
yeah. So this probably looks different now. Um, oh, are they doing it on the side here too? I can't tell. I think that's just a walkway to get up. But yeah, very interesting. And we also have some more um, extensions off of the, what is this? The can crusher. So they're looks like they're preparing to attach flex hoses to this at some point, so they can test that other weird test tank over there. Which
Oh, the dome test tank.
yeah, which has just been literally sitting there for like months.
I think they were a bit eager with that tank. I think they rolled it out way too soon.
Yeah, I don't get it. I'm kind of confused. I mean, so we see that they have the like electrical lines running to it for some reason, but I don't know. It's weird that it's way over there instead of being closer, so they don't have to extend like flex hoses so far when they do that. But I don't know. I feel like I'm seeing a really large flex hose right here. That wait,
Does look,
a
yeah, it does look
recirculation.
like it.
It's like a
Can
recirculation.
you
Like it's
zoom
just
in more?
sure.
Look at that. You can zoom in more.
Let me see if I got a better. Well, that is weird. Yeah, it just looks like it's going. It's like a recirculation loop. That's weird.
There is another line to the left of the
Oh,
can
there,
crusher as
yeah.
well.
Oh wow,
There's
that's a long
something
one.
Oh,
floating
look
around
at
there.
you.
Jeez, that's super long. Yeah, for all we know, that probably curls all the way around here, and there's no way for us to know unless we had a good ground shot of that, which is basically impossible.
Apparently that flex hose was attached to 7.1.
Really?
That's what one of our
Yeah, there was one attached directly to the
On
7.1.
top, on the dome,
Yeah, that might be it.
connecting to this.
No, to the actual test tank itself.
Oh, after they removed this.
It was there during when the cap was on as well.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Um, I just saw something down here and I forgot what it was. Oh, so it looks like I'm pretty sure this manifold's different right here. Like this looks a lot more um finalized than it did before. So they've added a ton of pipes in here. You can see who knows what
Basket
those are.
strainers, aren't they?
Yep, basket strainers. So we got two filters right here, basket strainers. And I don't know if this is like a drain almost. Like it's weird that this comes off here like this, and there's two more coming off like that. Um, there, yeah, this is really weird. So they at some point they're gonna have to remove. Oh wait, sorry. Okay, so when they test tanks on here, they use these two pipes, I think, to connect to the actual test tank. But I don't know if they can use the same ones when the booster's here because they have to put a temporary frame on here. So I don't know. Maybe it comes off one of these outlets or something. I'm not really 100% sure of that. Um, but you can see outlets coming off all these. This is weird. I've never noticed this before. Definitely distracting right here. So sorry, guys. Um, but yeah, this is really. Oh wow, we got more shielding on this too. All sides of it.
Yeah, I did wonder for a while how they were going to protect everything over there.
Yeah, I wonder what it looks like from the ground. I will grab a ground shot. Oh, no, not ground fabrication. Ground. There we go. So, oh wow, this is really cool from farther away. So this is the building with the explosives, huh? Don't go there. Just kidding. Um,
Yeah, I
this,
don't know what that is now, but that's where the other one used to be.
I swear this is a security shack. It's got air conditioning. Probably not that fun to work in there though. Let's see what I was looking for here.
but they haven't painted it white yet.
It's one of the few things that hasn't gotten painted out here. I don't know. There we go.
And it seems like everything with AC gets painted white.
Well, look at that.
There we go.
So number one, Mauricio actually caught a picture of them doing the rest of that berm that we saw from the aerial. So I think that would be um, this. Oops. Okay, this portion right here. I think. So yeah, it looks like they're making some progress on that. But and they're pouring actually on the other side of it too. So they must be doing the whole thing's probably covered by now. Um, yeah, we're talking about this thing. Still has all the shielding up. We can't really see the other side of it, and still no actual shielding on this part, which was the part I was most concerned about because that's where you have those exposed flex hoses. Try saying that 5 times fast. And you guys have seen in the background that they have this frame up here, which is used for hanging the larger flex hoses for the booster off of. So when I first saw this, I thought that Booster 8 would be rolling out soon because, well, that's the only reason to put this here because Booster 7 is not going on this. So to me, uh, we'll know when Booster 8 is going to roll out by the rate that they complete this. And actually, I think that they had the flex hoses were visible. The flex hoses for those were visible in the aerial right here. So it looks like they're waiting to install that. They just haven't done so yet. But yeah, I think that the moment I think they were lifting these into place the other day and then they took them back down.
Yeah, they had them hung up in the air for a while, and then just put them back down again for some reason.
Yeah. Every time I see hoses hanging in the air, it gives me bad flashbacks because my old job, sometimes we would sand off, like we're pumping lots of water and sand through hoses like this, and um, sometimes stupid things would happen. You actually like sand one of them off. It's just completely full of sand. So you go get a telehandler and lift it up in the air, and then you have to stand there with the sledgehammer banging on it until all the dirt falls out. It's really really fun. Let me tell you. But yeah, so that's what those are for. Sorry, I got distracted there with some flashback stories. What else do we have going on over here at the launch site?
Um,
I should probably throw in some ground. Let's run through some ground images over here too, because I wonder if Mauricio got a picture of the new shield that was installed.
he did. Yeah, I think I saw it earlier. Yeah, you mean the bank vault, don't you?
Yeah, I think we there we go. This thing is serious. Um, dang, look at those. Are those torque screws? Like, what are those?
I can't tell if they're just. Yeah, there might not be actually anything in those at that point.
Bolts.
Yeah, it's just a interesting type of bolt though that they got there. I wonder what the hex key for that looks like. So the yeah, they looks like they're installing this vault over the top of it. They already had the electrical stuff semi protected on most of them. This one right here like wasn't protected, so they got to add that on here as well. But I think we'll definitely see another bank vault on top of this one. Um, hmm.
You can see there in that photo that where they've actually started pulling that cabinet forward a bit. I think getting it ready to put one of those covers on it. If you look at the chain fall above it.
They have to. That's what. Yeah, I was wondering what they're doing. Are they? Is it
Yeah,
suspended?
I think so. Yeah, I don't know if you can see in other photos, but it was it was leaning forward a bit yesterday, so they can get behind it. There we are. Look.
Okay. So yeah, they're for some reason getting behind it. I don't know if if like this vault, I don't know if it looks the same on the like if they actually kept the cover, like the door. I wonder if it's just easily openable like that, or if they legit have to remove all of those bolts in order to take it off, because that's not very convenient. It doesn't look like it actually. Okay, I think maybe it does open without. You see
There's
the hinge
hinges
right
on the side there. Yeah, so it's
here.
definitely a door of some kind.
Huge door. I just want to. I don't know why, but I just like would want to open this just one time for some reason, just to see how heavy it is. But yeah, I think we'll have more of those on the additional doorways. They're gonna have. What was that, Andy?
I'm sorry, what?
Oh, I thought you said something. Sorry. Uh,
No.
but yeah, I think we'll see additional covering at least on this part. I'm anticipating these entire panels being covered as well too. And oh yeah,
Yeah, from what I'm seeing now, it's not going to be big panels covering the entire side outside of the launch ring, but each thing being covered individually now, I think.
whatever, dude. Yeah, I think that's probably right, but I was really hoping for more substantial,
So was
like
I.
cover the whole thing. So as you guys know,
Yeah.
this is where we look for launch mount stuff every single week. And finally, we got something. So this is one of those vault doors that we saw. I think this is actually before they moved it. So there's a whole pile of them. You guys can see that they got here. And I was assuming that we'd see these this week because last week was when they delivered all of this steel. So matter of fact, I believe this rack right here was completely filled, and they like went through a whole bunch of it this week, and they have a ton of steel that's been delivered. I think most of this was here, but all of this is new. So something important is about to come out of this shop soon, which I think is stuff we've been waiting for. Some thermal protection, or not thermal blast protection for the launch mount. So
Yeah.
next episode, next week, expect these to look like that or larger, because they're going to have to cover up those big panels. But yeah, we're on the way to actually getting this launch mount fully protected. Finally, if we
Yeah, I think the little explosion the other day might have made them want to speed up protecting things.
little explosion.
I do want to give a couple of shout outs now that we have a moment.
Yeah,
You guys,
go ahead.
we have a couple of donations, and they're both from Jim Cabot. He donated $2 twice. The first time he says, "Here's to 2 more hours," and the second time he says, "SSD HDD resupply fund." Anyone else? So he's challenging the chat to do a donation war. And thank you, Jim Cabot.
Yeah, thank you, Jim. I have 80 gigabytes left on my computer right now. I'm gonna have to like start deleting stuff, because these each flyover is, I think this one was like 10 gigs for just this one, um, just this one fly. Oh wow, even the ground images were another 10 gigs, huh? So yeah, 20 gigs worth of photos this week. So yeah, definitely gonna have to increase that storage space soon, or I'm gonna have to start deleting stuff.
Well, and now's a good chance to ask Mauricio, how large are those raw images, out of curiosity? I don't know if we ever got that question answered.
Well, this past flyover on Monday, I think we filled up about 120 gigabytes of raw images, and yesterday it was about the same, 100 and between 115 and 120 gigabytes just in raw images. Obviously, we don't use up all the images. Some of them are repetitive, some of them are panoramas. So, but yeah, it's taking a toll on our hard drives, especially on the raw images side.
I mean,
And
taking a toll is a little strong.
No, it's taking a toll. My internet service provider called me the other day and told me that they hate me. So,
They would think you were the best customer they ever had.
nah, I
Sorry,
think they're.
Mauricio, you were saying? Sorry.
Go ahead.
it's actually a good thing to complain about in this particular case.
So go ahead, GB.
Big raw section.
No, I'm just looking through the middle of this launch mount, or it's pretty rare that you can actually see straight through it like this. So, I was just being nosy, actually, looking for stuff.
Well, while you're looking for stuff, we have a bidding war going on. Rocket Profit donated $2, says, "I'll match that. Come on, people, pony up." Sharpie with $2 pitching in. Mike Smith with $10 donation. Peanut with a $2 donation. And he says, "Match. Thanks for the stream, y'all." Now, what'd you find, GB?
Yeah, thank you guys so much. Well, this is, I think we may have mentioned this on previous episodes, but you guys can see that they've got all of the gas lines for the QDs covered up with insulation now. And obviously everything on the outside over here. So yeah, we should see lots more. Man, I just want them to cover up the holes. Like, that's all we need.
Soon.
That's all I care about. Cover the
Patience,
holes.
young one. Patience.
I love seeing, don't get me wrong, I like being able to see in there and see, but I've seen it before. You know, I got pictures. I got this picture now. I don't need it. So I think I just feel like it needs to be covered. But again, and I'll say this, as I said it before, like, you do run the risk, if you close it up, of now having like a pressure cooker.
Trapping
Like,
gases.
yeah, like trapping gases, and yeah, probably not the best idea to close it, but I just, I've seen, I remember we saw rent, like, I don't know if it was like an official SpaceX renders from the past where it actually showed the full shielding on the side. And same thing on the legs too. They looked much bigger in some of those older images. So yeah, they actually almost all of the legs look like this one on the left. As far as the shielding, I remember they looked like they stuck out this far. I wish I had that image. Actually, somebody sent that to me on Twitter the other day. Maybe I can find it while we're going through these. But in the meantime, let me continue on. we got some other updates to the chopsticks, which is kind of weird. I don't get it. Well, I understand it. So the chopsticks have had these bars added onto them over the last few weeks. So we were actually expecting them to add larger skates. But yeah, they just put rollers on the end. So you can see these tiny rollers right here. I think there's another one over there.
But are they stoppers? Because they're at the very end of the track.
Yeah, it's like right there.
Stabilizers, I see them
Yeah,
as.
it's like additional stabilizers to essentially prevent any like rotation like this, which
Because the
I
skate's
guess you would
moving.
need when.
Because it's not
Yeah,
secure.
so like especially when you lift up on it quickly, like if you go from 0 to 100 real quick, um, it probably tilts up a little bit after on on the initial torque. Um, so this would stop it from tilting. You know, you don't want the skates to like actually leave the track. So this would keep it on the track even further than what it already was doing. But yeah, they have these on, let's see, the bottom as well.
Well, that's interesting. It doesn't go all the way up there, but look
Look at this.
on that one.
They're so tiny.
Why are you giggling?
They're so small. I don't know. It's just this is not what I thought they were gonna do. Oh, okay. This one's
Yeah,
off
that's a
the
bit of a.
rail.
Sometimes subtle and delicate is what they do.
I
Sometimes.
guess it can come off the rail. That was one thing I was wondering when they started this is like, okay, does that mean that the resting height on this is higher now because these are gonna fall off the rail if the skates get extended? But yeah, very
We got
interesting. What was that?
on that photo there. We got a nice shot of the dead line anchor on the other side of the tower. Look, pretty decent shot of that.
Yeah, actually, I've never really seen the front side of this. This is the let's show it from the aerial really quick so people know what we're talking about. Okay, we got to move around the other side of the tower. Loading. What does that mean? Never seen that. Okay. So yeah, this would be the what we call the dead side of the tower, which is um. Well, the drawworks is the living side, I guess. Hold on, let me get a better image of this.
While you do that, if you guys are enjoying the new photos that Mauricio took, we invite you to become either YouTube members or members on Patreon, where you can subscribe. And if you're a subscriber, Mauricio sends out these images as soon as he takes them, like the same day. So you all will get a sneak peek at the images that we do every Saturday.
Literally, he sends them to you guys before he sends them to us. So
true.
you guys definitely want to be on there and be able to look through these. I've actually been seeing a lot of people comment on Twitter, like tag me on stuff saying that they've actually been going through them before the show. So that's really awesome to see that you guys are doing that.
Yep.
And it's also nice, like seeing that reflected in the questions that you guys have when you're here. So we definitely appreciate just seeing the general level of interest in like understanding stuff on a deeper level that you guys are enjoying this kind of stuff. So
And you're privy to perks like joining us here on stream. You're welcome to be in the chat with us. You can join us in the green room afterwards and have conversation with us. You get to join, if you have time, Mauricio's show and tells, where he does a preview of all of these images with all of us. So there's a lot of perks to being a member, a subscriber, for either through Patreon or through YouTube for RGV aerial photos.
It's definitely worth it.
Yeah, I have way too many images. I feel like it's really like blessed in a lot of ways to like be able to go through all the stuff, and just have like historical images in order to figure out things that we really wouldn't be able to know otherwise. Like truthfully, I don't think we'd have anywhere near as good of understanding of Starbase if not for Mauricio.
100%. And
yeah.
just locating where everything was. Like without his aerials, and I still suck at this. I have no clue which way everybody's going when they're coming from the beach to this side, to that side, past the build site. I was actually topsy-turvy when they had that accident not too long ago.
Yeah, it's you can only see so much from the ground, and like the aerials really help like a lot. So always excited every single week. And like I said, I got excited this week when I found one a picture set that I didn't even know I didn't have. I think it was from like November of 2021 from Mauricio. I even texted him. I was like, "Yo, I just found some old pics, man. Downloading them now."
You even said it today. You were so excited.
Yeah. So, yeah, and man, I downloaded way too many pictures this week. I got like 5,000 of them from Starship Gazer
No
yesterday.
such thing, my friend. No
Crazy.
such thing.
Yeah. So, what was I saying before? We have the dead side of the tower, or the drawwork system. So, uh, the drawworks is actually in here, and this is the only side that moves. This side is secured on the inside, the backside. And dang it, I just switched from that image. I don't think I can see it the same in this one. Why'd I do that? See if I can find it again. Maybe. No. Here we go. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, there you go. You can see it right here. The wait, is that the cable right there?
Yep.
Oh. Okay, wait. So does it clamp it on the bottom or the top? I'm confused.
The
I think it's
clamp is
rounded
on
once,
the other
right?
side. Yeah, the clamp's on the other side of that, facing away from us.
Can we see it in the front of the building?
Yeah, if we got a ground photo of that side, you should be able to see where the clamping point is.
Let's just see if it's there really quick. Sorry, guys.
And as
Oh
you can
wow.
see,
I
as
don't
he
think we're gonna.
scrolls, those are all the different photos you'll get as Patreon members, just so you know.
Yeah, this is how quickly I move through them all the time. I'm just like, I feel like I'm traveling with Mauricio. I can see where he's walking and everything. Like a stalker. Um, let's see if we can find.
So Howard says you can
May
see the clamps where the bolts are at the top of it.
Oh wait, there it is.
oh, that's it.
Ta-da!
Wow, just barely. He
Yeah,
almost
right at the
didn't get
top.
that. Yeah, so you guys can. I think it. Uh, I'm confused. Does it come down? Is this it right here?
Yeah, comes around to the left, over
Curves.
the top, and then through that clamp at the top there.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
then okay, so it's clamped right there. And then when you look at it from the sky, you can see that it's well, we don't even need to look at it again. But yeah, it just goes down into the cable reel. So if they ever need to replace any of this, they would just pull it back through using this. They would probably replace the entire thing. And actually, the interesting thing about this is, I want to pull up this picture from Greg Scott really quick that I noticed on Twitter this week. Let me see if I can find that. Maybe if I find that in the background. Oh, so there, I noticed that there's actually two of these at the Starbase Kennedy site. So maybe I could see them in this picture. Let me see. Switch you guys over. Oh, I don't think they're actually in this image.
Well, one thing Howard is saying,
Right off the screen.
he says that it does do a bunch of turns, which is mostly what holds it. The clamp shouldn't really see too much actual load. Friction on the drum does most of it.
No. We don't have it. I'm gonna have to find it. I always get so upset when I can't find something. I actually he sent that one to me directly. I'll probably find it while I'm.
And the
We'll
chat
keep
knows you
talking.
so well. They're all commenting on how we're down a rabbit hole.
Oh yeah, sorry guys, but I can't just let this one go because, we started on the subject, so we got to just keep talking about it.
Of course.
Just give me 1 second. So Fariel
Yeah,
actually, go ahead.
we was going to say for anyone else never actually watched one of these live streams before, we very often go down these rabbit holes.
It is the fun of the streams. Go ahead, GB.
It's hard not to do that. Honestly, I get distracted very
Yeah.
easily. And let's go. I got it. Here we go. So, um, down here at the bottom of the image, I don't know why this is showing up like this currently. Weird, but yeah. Sorry, it's chopped off on the edges. But you could see two of these at at the Roberts Road facility, which is interesting because last I checked, you only need one for the drawworks. But maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I think they got the second one for another drawworks already here, which is interesting. I'm actually surprised that we haven't seen the drawworks itself show up. I've been looking for that, but yeah, that's really cool to see. And if you guys haven't seen this either, they have this really big piece, which is for the ninth section that goes in the front of the tower, or sorry, the top. Let me see if I can get a picture of that for that. I'm all over the place today, guys.
Before you go too far down that rabbit hole, there is a question asking if
Coffee
you
today.
can explain the drawworks, maybe how it all works with the pulley system, or we just get more
Maybe.
photos. Yeah. What's whatever you think
Um,
is best.
well, that's going to be hard without a pano because,
Okay, we'll save
um,
it for next time, maybe.
yeah, because you want to show like from the bottom of the tower all the way up to the top. So,
Makes
uh,
sense.
yeah, we'll save that one for next time. Well, I don't know. Maybe I can find something. I don't think we
It's
have
okay.
a full shot this week.
Yeah, we'll
I
save
was
it
so
for
bad
when
if
we
I
have
don't
the
answer
full
questions.
shot.
I'm like, yeah, next week. He's like, I'm not
No.
coming back next week now.
Stop it. I know where you live, first of all.
Whoa. Yeah, somebody actually geolocated my house one time on Twitter, and I was like, I'm not posting pictures anymore.
Wow, that's
So
actually kind of scary.
no, like you're on the 19th floor, right? I'm like, what?
That's you on the balcony, right?
Yeah. So
Oh God.
so the drawworks is inside of this box, and there is a tensioner right here in the middle or quarter of the way up the tower in order to make sure it doesn't wobble around too much. Um, then once you get up to
5th level, I think, isn't it?
where is it?
It's behind the arm there, pretty much. You can't quite see it from this angle.
Is that it right there?
Yeah, it's pretty much right near where the top of the cable chain is.
Yeah, I can't see it, but there's a wheel in here. A shiv, not a pulley. It's just a shiv, which is like a single um, um, pulley. What did I just use? You can't use the word in its definition. A single wheel of a pulley. So it goes up inside the tower, and then runs up to the front block, and then it goes down and up and down and up like I don't know 8 times.
6
6
times, I thought.
times it? Yeah,
Yeah,
6.
Wow, how do you guys both just know that at the top of your
because we're
head? So
that good, GB. We've been listening to you.
I was going to count, but I don't really do math when I'm not at work. So once it gets back up to the top, it goes back through the other two pulleys. So sorry, shivs, one right there, and then there's one in the back, and then it goes down to the dead side. So that dead end never moves; it just stays there, tensioned. The only part that increases or decreases in length is all the rest of it, which is everything hanging down here and everything that's going actually to the drawworks.
Thanks,
Hopefully that
big
makes sense.
guy. It did. Thank you so much.
And do we have any other questions that we haven't answered as well too? Because I feel like I've just been rambling a little bit, you know.
There are some more questions. There was a question about, uh, there was one question Rob Shaw is asking, what about that not so hidden message on the chopsticks? So we'll get back to that one because you started off
Yeah, what
there.
happened to that, Mauricio?
No, you're the one that started there and then you got
Yeah,
sidetracked
said
and
you
it went
gotta
off
find it.
tangent.
Well, I sent you a link,
Oh,
and I'm trying to figure out what it says in the first place. So I might post that on Twitter and see if anybody can figure that out. But I did figure out that it does say, how big does the doubler need to be? Question mark. So it's a question. And then there's another line that says, can something something arm roll the 30-inch pipe? And I can't make out the
oh, it
other
says
stuff.
10-4. Hold on, I almost got this picture. Sorry, guys. I'm struggling in the background to find it because we can't just not talk about this. Thank you, Rob Shaw, for reminding me because as you can tell, my memory is very poor. Um,
And just for reference, the actual message is several feet long, so it's meant to be seen from far away, in my opinion. If it was if it was just random notes, I would think that it
Wait,
would
when
more
did
than
this?
no.
Okay, wait. Last week. That was last week, right? Where we got the good image of it.
Well, download the image I sent you. I sent you a Google Drive link. It just contains that particular image, so just download that and
Here we go. I am going to see if this works. Oh no. Okay.
We see
Sorry about that,
black.
guys.
Does that count?
Yeah, my bad.
We're still there. It is.
Trying to avoid doing that. So wait.
you're gonna have to download the image. Okay, there you go.
All right. So
So yeah, that first line says, "How big does the doubler need to be?" That's probably what I think it says. The first line.
yeah. It's yeah, how big does the doubler need to be? And hold on, let's see. Can tent 4 even roll the 30-inch pipe? Which is weird. Like that question when I first read that had me laughing, and I was like, "This is meant for us to see," because uh, I just don't think this has anything to do with like what's going on here. Like anything on the chopsticks. Like these pipes are not 30 inches. I believe they're 19 inches. And it almost sounds like they're talking about a downcomer. So it says content for even roll the 30-inch pipe, and then it says will wait. What's this one? Hold on.
It
Oh,
says, "Will something that much material cause the pipe to burst?"
buckle.
Or
Yeah, this is yeah, will removing that much material cause the pipe to buckle? It's a good question to know the answer to, I suppose. How much preload is in this member? That sounds like they're talking about the chopsticks because they should actually be like a preload would be um like you how do I explain this? You're like um you're welding something like when it's already under tension or something like that. I don't. This is not the best way to like explain this. I'm gonna think about that and get back to it. But so the what's this say? What's the G loading? Interesting. And then over here are some replies, but we weren't able to really need to follow up with 10-4. I don't know. Like it's just I really just I was so excited when I saw this because uh well, actually, I noticed this during the last live stream and I forgot. And I think it's Don. Don messaged me and he was like, "Hey, did you read this?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, I completely forgot to read that." So thanks, Don. I was excited to go back and read that. And also, honestly, thank you, SpaceX, because finding stuff like this is always fun. Um, anyways, let's continue on. uh, I think we should probably cover some Starbase updates because, well, sorry, Starfactory. Why does everything have to have a star in front of it?
hey,
Uh,
GB, before you go on, just go down a little bit more. There's some weird drawings at the bottom of that.
what is that?
Hieroglyphics.
It's like a gear, like a sprocket almost, but like
It's like a well doubler.
oh
Looks
yeah,
like
kind of
bacteria.
bacteria. I don't know what that is. This is like a DNA sequence or something. I don't know.
It's
That looks like a pin
morphing of a
going through.
caterpillar.
This looks like this looks like uh it's on the carriage. Uh dang it. Let me see if I can. I don't even know if I can explain where this is. This is where the little claws attach on the carriage, like the let's swap over to some so
You
this
talking
other
about the
image.
faceplate part?
No, the I think it's like right in here, um, inside of here. Like there's a pin that goes through. I think. See how it's like a fork? Kind of looks the same as the other one. I bet you there's a pin that goes right through here. I don't know. We're just grasping at straws here. So let's continue on and go to the Starfactory because there's some pretty fun updates over there.
Someone
And these
said
ones,
sea cucumber.
you cannot. What was that?
When you were showing the images, someone said sea cucumber.
Oh. I'm not a fan of those, actually. I've seen one in person. Didn't like it. Let's see here. There's an image from the front, if I can find one. Oh, hey, look at this.
Ooh,
It's all
that's
crunched up.
That's art.
Booster 7 wreckage.
This, no scrap only. Okay,
They could
so
probably mount that. They could probably mount that on a piece of wood and sell it as art.
yeah, actually, I mean, the natural formation of the dents on here is actually pretty appealing.
Someone would buy it.
I'd buy it. I have a friend who his name's Connor. He owns a piece of SN11, and it's still sharp because they they never unfinished the edges. So every time he touches it, it cuts him.
He
And
wears gloves now.
he wears gloves now. Okay, yeah, he used to
Yeah.
allow it. He used to do it on purpose
Yeah.
because he didn't mind it. Because I mean, it's a piece of SN11, right? But yeah, I'm glad he's wearing gloves now. That's good. Must have
Yeah.
had a bad experience.
He did. He kept cutting his hands.
Yeah, probably didn't get a tetanus shot when he was a kid, I'm guessing. Yeah, so let's continuing on. I see some these are for the locks and CH4 hook pipes that go into the pumps that we were talking about earlier. So for some reason they cut these off. I don't know. They look like they're cut off, or I don't know. They're in the scrap bin, so I'm guessing they're trash. But yeah, let's continue on because we were not going to stop here originally. We got
Yeah.
quite the paint job. Man, this thing has been cracking me up all week. Like just the way that I don't know. I don't know why I get like entertained by stupid things like this, but just the way that they've been painting it has been hilarious. Just bit by
I mean,
bit.
it looked like
It looked like a cow,
looked
like
like-
a dairy cow, right?
yeah, yeah. There's been a lot of jokes about how this is undergoing a cryo test as well.
Yeah, it looks like they got just a little bit of it left to do. Let's see if there's anything else new around here actually while we're here, because there's some more aerials of this area that I didn't even touch yet. So, and hopefully you guys don't mind that I didn't do the wait till the end for the launch site. We figured that we'd start doing it randomly in the middle of the episode and just jump around a little bit more, because who knows? Some people might just only show up for the launch site. So now we're unpredictable. So looking at this building from above, we can see that not much has changed other than that paint job. They still have okay. Yeah, there we go. So they have all these AC units down here now. I think they even added some, and they're still running this entire building off of these two generators right here. So the electrical is arriving soon. They got the conduits down there, but obviously they're still going to have to run your actual cables and whatnot through it, power lines. So yeah, nothing too exciting, but definitely some progress on this, and you guys can see it from earlier in the week before they had that side painted. So not the fastest paint job in the world, but I guess they're not in a rush.
Which is unique to them because they do everything fast.
Yeah, they do. What is going on here?
Looks like pipes.
But
Yeah,
where are they
why?
going?
That's your job to figure out. I just see pipes.
Another thing I've noticed is they have a ton of these now. These
Portable.
these are the
Filters, aren't they?
filters for pressurizing the boosters. They have like
Yeah.
let's go to the Sanchez site really quick.
But you know,
This show is great for my ADD, by the way.
And everybody else's. You
I'm
know
probably
those
causing ADD in everybody else, honestly. We'll deal with that. So, where are they? Way over in the back. Um, yeah, trailer, right there. There's
Oh,
two
they've
of them here.
moved. Oh, some of them are still there.
there's
Yeah,
additional.
there's two here. I think there's one. Oh, you know what's cool? Outside the wide bay, mega bay, whatever you want to call it, um, they have these as well. So they're actually behind the building. And this is something I was. Come on now.
I have a
Uh,
question.
sorry. So everywhere the booster goes, these things follow, and you could tell that they have booster 7 on this side of the building and booster 8 on this side of the building, and they're keeping them both pressurized so that the crane can be free to do other things. But yeah, they don't want to take up the floor space by bringing these inside, so I guess they just park them on the outside and then run the hoses inside. You know what? I wonder if we have a ground image of that. Might as well check.
Hey, I have a question because those blue things also look like the blue things that are in front of the pumps where the Lego pad is.
Yeah,
They're different though, are they? Are they different?
these.
The blue things? What we see is the back of
Wait, sorry, these.
Midbay? Yeah, those things. Are they the same as
Um,
the blue?
mm, the ones near the tank farm. You saying?
The ones near the OTF, right. Yeah, so when they changed that
Well,
pump, they had a blue container that looked just like this right by it.
I actually wouldn't be surprised. I mean, if this is a compressor, then they may be like blowing out all of those lines that they had to open up for the the locks, or sorry, the methane pumps. Um, sorry, one second. Let me get to us to over to the wide bay really quick. You know what? All these things distract me every time I see them. I cannot figure out what this is for the longest time, and this has been bothering me.
Faraday cage.
I've seen people say that this is like a chemical storage locker, and you have to disagree. But I guess it could be like if it just doesn't make sense. Like to have, sorry, this zooming in way too much. It doesn't really make sense as a chemical storage locker, honestly. But
So those, they used to be over at the dome yard, and they used to have all the COPVs inside of them.
okay, that makes sense. So explosive container, basically something that will
Yeah,
partially contain them if they happen to. Um, do you think COPVs are always pressurized before they
Unless
get?
they're
Nah,
empty.
right? Probably not.
Yeah, they would
Um,
be unless they're
uh,
empty.
well, some containers have to remain pressurized at all times, but I don't think those are that kind of container.
No, because then they would they would implode when they were emptied, no?
Yeah, probably. The okay, where are we? How do we get to the back of the wide bay? Um, I'm so confused. Where is it?
Well, if you're confused, we're all doomed then.
Yeah, I don't know where it's at. Um, I don't know. Maybe he doesn't. Maybe we didn't have a picture of the bottom of it because here we're looking at the
that's the high
high
bay, isn't it?
bay. Oh, hey, look! They started at another pair of another set of stairs.
Because you
Oh
can
yeah,
never have too many stairs.
yeah. I forgot about that. We didn't even mention that when we were at the Sanchez site. Is that they have a whole bunch of stairs chilling out in the front of the high bay, or not high bay, highway. There are a bunch of new stairs that got delivered. Come on now. We've got a bunch of stairs just sitting here on the side of the road. It looks like there's several stacks of them. So yeah, we're kind of expecting this to see some additional stairs for the right side of really. I have to use my hand to figure this one out. Oh yeah, the right side of the building, and yeah, so they just got them piled out here. I guess they don't have space to store them inside the Sanchez site, but looking at that again from the ground, you can see that they have actually started to assemble the next one. So I'm guessing these will probably fly together pretty quickly. I really want to see the other image, though. I just don't think it's. I don't think I have one. You know what? That's okay. Because there's more important things happening here, guys. The Starfactory has two new, or wait,
3 new ones now.
yeah, 3 new gantry or bridge cranes installed. You can see one right here. This is a 20 ton bridge crane.
Yeah.
Look at that. You can actually see what it says.
Yeah, this is a. We had a few, and again, the raw images of these are insane. Like I'm hoping that we'll be able to one day show those during the show. But yeah, 20 ton bridge crane, out of Fort Worth, Texas, and we got, I think, 3 of them. So yeah, 1, 2, 3.
Yeah. So two of them are 20-ton capacity with 1 trolley on top, and then the one that's closest to the tent is it can be a 40-ton capacity, and that's got 2 trolleys on it.
What? This one is a 40 ton. Wait,
It's the
This
one
one?
further over. Yeah, see?
a 40 or 20, whatever you feel like. I don't get that.
I think
Wait.
it's 20 per trolley or 40 with both trolleys working together.
Oh, I see up here. So it has. Oh wow, that's cool. So the other ones are sorry, let me look on this image. So there's a single
Yeah.
trolley on there,
Yeah.
and then on the right side they have 2 of them. So I'm guessing. Well, I don't know if you can flip something with that. Probably not. Um,
So
I don't know.
tandem lifts of some kind, I
Yeah,
guess.
tandem lifts, like carrying something sideways across the floor, like downcomers or
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting. So, I've really been wondering how many of these there will be, because in my opinion, it doesn't really make sense to only have one on each side, because you're always going to have them tied up. Like, you'll be having people sitting around waiting for them. So, right now, at this current pace, it looks like they would have 9 of these in total. However, I am honestly expecting there to be at least 2, if not 5 of them in here. Like, 5 makes sense to me because there's 5 workstations, but
Yeah.
maybe that's overkill. I don't know. If there was 5 on each side, which I would expect, then there would be 15 total just in this part of the Star Factory, in this section of it. Hold on, let me just go to the air. So there would be 15 total just in this part of the building, and that would be 45 of them in total for the entire building if that pattern continued. Um, and that means that there would be 90 of them in total, if you factor in the other um, Star Factory in Florida, which means somebody got a nice bonus check. That's a lot of bridge cranes. But
That's a
yeah,
lot of bridge cranes.
if you look at it from this angle, it's even. You can. Okay, I mean, this happens to me every single time. All right, guys. So, like, looking at how long this building is, like, I just don't think one bridge crane is servicing that entire thing. So again, like,
No, definitely not.
it's got to be. There's got to be at least 3, if not 5, on
Yeah.
each zone, which is gonna be really cool. Like, that's just super expensive. I can only imagine how much that costs. But um, yeah, there's actually some other stuff going on from the air as well too. Hold on. Yeah, I'm gonna stay in the air. I was gonna go back to the ground image, but I feel like I'm jumping around too much. Um, they appear to have, um, I think, very shortly after Mauricio took this image, that they lifted up this first AC unit onto the roof. But wait, no, we'd be able to see it from the ground. So let's just go ahead and check. But yeah, I think they've started to possibly by now started putting those AC units up on the roof, which is good because you're going to want to get that building activated quickly.
Whilst you've got it there in shot, it's worth pointing out they're working on getting the argon supply connected to the Starfactory as well.
Oh,
on the
yeah.
left-hand side there.
Wow, yeah, they're already in there. Huh? So you got your air gas storage container for argon, and what's the other one?
I'm not sure about that one.
I don't have a good view of that on the ground this week. It's hard to see down there.
Yeah, I'd be
Oops, there we
tucked out
go.
of the way, I think. Oh, we do have something.
We almost got it. Okay. Well, I can see the air gas label from space, but I don't see what it actually is. Yeah, I don't know. But you guys can see that these route inside of the building right here.
Yeah.
Why does it do that? I'm sorry. Let me get us back to the front side of the building too, because
Yeah, so obviously we saw pipework being run on the inside of the building a little while ago.
Yep.
And now you can see what's actually going into that pipework.
yeah, we got HVAC, a little bit of
Yeah.
didn't really expect to see those in here, honestly. That's weird. That's something that you'd have like in a grow room, honestly. But anyways, they have all of the lights added in here as we mentioned last week, and you guys can see all the pipes that come up the back of the wall, and that as you just pointed out, we those go through the back wall and into that container for the air gas. Sorry, the argon storage. But we go back to that aerial. I don't think we've seen. You know what else is really weird about this? Like they have this random pad here. I really thought they were about to like finish this whole area off. What's going on? I swear, like half the time when I looked at these aerials, I have more questions than answers every week. Um,
Sometimes it's like they just throw an object and wherever it lands, they'll just cover it in concrete.
pretty much. Let's see. I think there is some more stuff down here in this. Wait, what happened to all the turntables?
That's something that's interesting as well. To see the cartwheel shaped thing by there.
This.
Yeah. That is another one, and there's one at Masseys as well. So they've now got two of those lying around.
Oh wait, hold on. That's the same thing.
Yeah, these are two different ones.
Did we ever figure out what this was?
On the underside of it, from what I can remember, there was 13 mounts for 13 engine mounts.
13.
The plates, the little rectangle plates.
Interesting.
So
So,
it's something to do with engines.
huh. I'll have to keep an eye on that one. This is, yeah, I see like 3 little notches out of it right here, but it's weird. It's in the middle of this too. I bet you, yeah, probably. Oh, you know what? I bet you the nose cones before like the you know how they have 2 different sections on the nose cones now? Like
Yeah.
before they weld it onto the lower section, is there a nose cone around here I can show? Let's see. Cool. Here's a nose. Oh, that's the wrong image. All right.
Black.
No. Sorry.
That's better. Thank you.
So, I imagine like so. Where is it? Right here. Is that where it starts? Yeah, there's the huge weld right there. I think
Yeah, that's for the top part of it.
yeah. So maybe that like this part of the nose cone can fit on that frame. I don't know. Again, grasping at straws here. Just a guess, but let's go back. Hey, are these work platforms like extendable work platforms or just walkways? They got
Yeah,
down
it
here.
looked like it, yeah. And then those are the ladders to get up onto them.
Huh. I have a lot of fun just scrolling through all this stuff, and I'm gonna move us a little bit forward because we're getting close to the end of the show. And also, if you guys haven't done so already, I always forget to do this. Um, Please go ahead and hit that like button. Really appreciate all of you guys being here, and also for the support and really the continued viewers every single week. And also a shout out to all of the new viewers as well. Um, so thank you guys for being here. We've definitely been noticing a lot of new faces in the chat, or I guess names in the chat. So that's, always awesome to see. But yeah, thank you guys for helping us out. And again, hopefully you guys are enjoying the first show with the new camera for the flyover images. Um, I feel like I'm missing something major that we
Oh,
haven't.
so SN16's flaps, you can see them there in this photo. They've now been moved to somewhere else. They were taken away from Starbase the other day.
Oh, I wonder where they're going. You think just more of them up at the airport or something?
They're off to Massey's.
Possibly.
Hmm.
Or Masseys.
You know, so one thing I noticed today when they were, or last night when they were moving the booster, is that they actually used a longer set of SPMTs than normal. Um, I don't think they normally use these. I feel like it gets cut off right here. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it looked way longer than normal this when I saw that. Um, you guys can check out Booster Five's booty section right here before. Oh, hold up.
No, you didn't.
Let me let me get us, let me get us back over there. Sorry. Trying to get right over it. Like, that's not a curse word, right? We're good. All
Oh
right.
yeah, you're good. You're
So
good. It was funny.
I am on the wrong image. There we go.
Ooh, look at that.
Wow. Talk about a spider.
That is insane.
Yeah, well,
I-
that's now
Sorry, go ahead.
no longer existing anymore. That's now completely
Yeah.
and utterly gone.
Outdated.
Really?
Oh, you're
Yep,
talking about
it's
the design
gone.
or the whole thing? Yeah, this whole
Yeah.
thing's gone.
Yeah.
That was, you know what's crazy is looking at it compared to what we saw on the ship back in the day when they would do the reds.
Hmm.
It's very interesting to see.
Wait. Oh yeah, because by the time Mauricio did the ground pictures, it was gone, right? So
Yeah, Friday
um
he did the ground photos.
hey, the good news is we got an open transport stand, and this thing looks different for some reason. It doesn't look like all the other ones. Something's missing. Not really sure what it is, but
This, yeah, it's missing the pins, but it's got the new walkway on it.
Is that why it looks like netting?
Well, yeah, it looks like it has the walkway on. This is the only one with the walkway on it currently, I think.
I thought they all
No,
had them.
I think Booster 8 is on one with a walkway as well, I think.
Oh, really? That's awesome.
Yeah, I think so.
So this one is still missing the pins on the
2
side.
pins.
We'll have to
Yeah.
add those on there. But what is this? What is this gap down here? That doesn't exist on any of the other transport stands.
But that you're looking at is the shadow.
Yeah, that's how they get underneath.
What?
Oh, never mind. My bad. I thought you were pointing at the shadow. I'll be quiet. I'm sorry.
No, this right here. Like,
I
no,
see it now.
I was talking to Max. I was talking to Max Hugh, not you. I was like, I don't think the other ones have this to get underneath the this gap. There's no way.
To be fair, you're hardly ever talking.
Yeah, they just take that beam out and under they go.
No. They
Yeah, it's been a thing for a while.
when it's sitting up here like this. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. But
There's some
so
more
we
pictures in chat about what you're looking
okay.
at.
Thank you. Not very good at
And while you do that, I've got some shout outs. We've got a $2 donation from Starkover. He says, diverted from my hard drive fund, greater need. Stephanie with a 10 Australian dollar donation. Keep up your amazing work, RGV and crew. $2 from
Oh.
Yuzada. And then John Dupker upgraded his membership, so now he's a level higher in YouTube. And then we had a really cool thing. Jim Cavett donated 2 memberships, RGV memberships, to somebody, to 2 people, I assume, which I thought was a really cool idea.
I didn't even know you could do that. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's a pretty new thing from what I've seen.
So how does that even work? I'll have to look that up later. Anyways, so okay, whoa. This thing is going all over the place. Sorry, this is what happens when you open something up in a web browser. I blame Jax for sending this to me. So you could see the transport stand for Booster 8 at the bottom down here, and it does have that walkway installed. So yeah,
But
this is
no
one of the
pins yet.
no pins. Huh. Honestly, I'm kind of surprised that. Oh, what is going on here?
They just haven't covered everything up yet, that's all.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised that Booster 8 isn't more ready. So, like by my calculations, I'm pretty sure it's um like a week and a half late right now. So,
Yeah, from what I've seen, it's mainly a case of just covering everything up now. I think most of the COPVs and pipework are installed.
yeah, it's weird. It's just weird to me. Like it seems like maybe I don't know, they had to like freeze everything while they were fixing Booster 7, but I mean, they still were stacking Booster 9 during that time, so I don't know. I don't think that is the case. But let's see here. Just want to make sure I'm not missing anything in these ground images. I wanted to
So those two,
uh-huh.
you're not. You've got the top of B10 and the bottom of B10 right next to each other there.
Really?
Yep. You've got the thrust section on the
Oh, I
left
see you
and the
now.
forward
Yeah.
dome on the right.
They're both upside down? Or one of them which one's the top? This is the top?
Yeah, that's the right way up, but obviously that'll get flipped when it goes to sleeve the dome, and then the forward dome will have to be flipped and then sleeved over the dome.
Interesting. And this is in tent 3.
Or
What is this? Tent 1?
10-3? Yeah, oh yeah, that is 10-3, I think. No.
Wait, where are we? Mauricio, where'd you take this picture from? I have no idea where I'm looking at. I've never seen this
I'm
angle.
over at I believe this is by the village, and I'm looking west towards tent 1, I believe.
Oh,
Or is that tent 2?
actually,
I think it's tent 1.
can't even tell. Oh, you could help me out. um,
It
yeah,
looks like
okay,
tent 1.
yeah, tent 1. Okay,
That's the
that makes
consensus in
sense.
the chat too, tent 1.
Well, thank you guys. Yeah. So, sorry guys, it's been a fun morning for me. Had lots of coffee when I woke up today. So
And you were looking at the bottom of B11 because B10 is outside.
B10 is out.
Oh yeah, that is B11.
Wait, what?
Yeah, if you scroll
B10.
down in the oh no, you might not see it in there actually.
Where is it? Hold on.
I believe in the image you were looking at,
Oh,
the
okay.
one prior to this. So there's a ring structure on the outside, yes? That's B10. Behind it, yeah. And then the one on the inside is B11.
Jesus. They got so many boosters right now. It's insane. Like, why are there so many boosters and like no ships?
Oh, there's a lot of ship parts as well.
Yeah, but not as many as there are boosters. I mean, you got like 5.
We spotted, I think, ship 29 thrust section the other day.
Oh my gosh, man! These guys are not joking around. So let's actually go back to the ring yard, I guess. Wait, so this stuff was on the backside, right? Not. Um, wait, I'm confused now. Hold on. Um, all of these are B9, right?
No, I think at least one of those might be
10.
Yeah, so the ring section to the left, that I think is B9.
This one.
Yeah. Then at the top of the screen, there's another payload bay.
Oh yeah, if that's not the old one. That's a new one.
You got the old one is the one you can see with all the stringers inside of it, all the bracing. Then the
Right.
one right above it, that's another 5-ring payload bay.
Oh.
Then that, that's it.
Um,
And I'm not 100% sure about the other ring sections.
So we have. Is this a booster section? No, that's a test tank. This is B7.1 or whatever, right? I think 7.1.
That's 7.1.
Looks kind of cool from the top. I wonder what they're doing with it. I'm surprised they're not just scrapping it, but looks like maybe it still has some more work to do in the future. We also have. Let's see.
We've got a good ground shot of B7.1. The work they're doing on it now.
Oh, let's do that. Let me see if I can find it. Little mid-bay shot. Not an easy search. I'll swap over while I'm looking for it, though. Okie dokie, then. I am not seeing the mid-bay. There it is.
Yeah. Is that? Yeah.
Nope.
There's another one that's looking straight in.
Wait, this isn't. What is this?
That's B7.1, but that's looking from the side.
Oh.
Yeah, there's a much more direct one there somewhere.
Jaxie, if you have that handy, that would be wonderful.
Yeah, it's tough to find. But yeah, maybe if Jax finds it, we'll show it to you guys here in a second. But I'll go back over to where was I? Ring yard.
We can start there. Go back there.
Yeah.
I feel like we kind of covered everything that was happening over here. We already mentioned earlier in the show that these work platforms appear to possibly be in the process of being installed soon. They maybe brought a new crane that should be used to lift these up. It's not even a crane; it's just the attachment to the crane that should allow them to connect it to the bridge cranes and allow it to assemble it without having to bring another crane inside of the wide bay. But that will be interesting to see. And you know what? Truthfully, they could use those for installing those stairs as well too, but I don't know if that's necessary. What's that? Okay, cool. So I feel like I don't know if there's any areas that I missed, but I want to make sure that we answer
There's
all
the
Oh, go
the
ahead.
dome yard, which we didn't look at much yet, I think.
Yeah, let's
And
do that.
we have that image if you're interested as well.
It would kill me if I didn't cover the dome yard. So here we are. They so we do have a few new domes out here. Actually, this is an old one, but what is this ring on the top of it?
It's just a stiffening ring they've just placed on top. We
Temporarily?
have found out now that they temporarily attach them to the insides of the ship common domes, I think, before installing the downcomers, and then I think they remove those rings after they put the downcomer in, just to keep everything rigid.
Do we have a ground shot of that? Let's see. What do we got out here? We might be able to see it. What is that? That's a booster section, I'm guessing.
That is, I believe, ship 26 common dome.
Ship 26 Common Dome, that's correct.
That's it.
Okay. We have booster.
That's booster 10.
Jesus. I love the booster, like these rib sections. I don't know why. We got that dome on the ground. Let's see if I can get get to the one in the back. I don't see it. Oh, hey there, good looking. I don't think we can see it from the ground.
It's more to the right, I think. The that dome. Oh, it might be obstructed by that ring section there.
So
Ring
there's
section's
the
all over the
ship
place.
26 forward, and then you were looking at the
That's it,
beacon
yep.
aft.
Okay. Well, oops, sorry. I'm supposed to go to the dome yard. I wanted to go to the wide bay, but I'll go to the dome yard. So we have a new thrust puck that got delivered, I believe.
That should be booster 12.
What?
Yeah, booster 12.
It is the booster 12 puck.
Insane.
Puck.
Oh my
Thrust
gosh.
puck. There we go. Hello.
What is Blue Origin doing? Anyways, we don't have to answer that one. So, sorry, I'm just making sure there's nothing else down here, other than those domes out there. I'm trying to see if. Oh, look, we got even more paint. They're about to be painting everything. I really thought that we were going to see boosters 7 and 8 roll at the same time, because this looks like one of the pieces that they use to attach the SPMTs together. So I think they can actually transport two boosters at one time. And what are these? Are these also? What?
They look like bridge crane rails of some kind.
Really?
That's what they look like to me. Yeah.
I have to come back and check that one out. That's weird. Random place for bridge crane rails to be, but wow, it's crazy how much you fit into these images. I can't believe I just moved all the way from that side all the way to over here. This is. You guys can really like tell the quality of the picture by how far we're able to move over in these shots and still have it be a clear image. So I highly recommend you guys download these yourself, so you don't have to get seasick watching me scroll through these. I'm working on. I got a few things in the works, trying to upgrade some actual quality of imagery, or not imagery, but we're trying to move up to 4K right now. So I think we're at 1080, but I have this nice 4K screen that I just haven't actually been using for the show. So it's a little difficult to get that working, but we will be trying to upgrade to that soon, and then we'll hopefully even see a even more quality increase. Hey, Max, do you know what this is? I have a feeling this is the lock stump that goes on the bottom of the booster, that in between the.
I've seen those lying around a few times, but I've never really been able to work out exactly what those are for. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure with them. Also, when you get a chance, if you switch back over to a ground photo at the top of the wide bay, there's a interesting little development up there. So if you maybe not find, if you zoom in there, if you look carefully, there's Z-girts going from the top of the wide bay down to that beam in the middle. So it's probably meaning that we won't see glass
right
from
here.
top to bottom.
Oh snap!
So that's not all going to be glass up there.
We have to hear Dave. I told you so. I told you so, Zach. Windows all the way up to the top. Anybody who knows how Dave sounds, that's exactly how he sounds. So, all right, Dave, you're right. No glass all the way up to the roof, so you guys can see. Sorry, Dave. You can see it better from this image. They're about halfway up, so yeah, maybe it'll just be some kind of paneling. I mean, it'll probably look like glass, but it won't be glass, right?
Yeah.
Or will it actually be the same?
See, that's if it was going to be just a normal cladding. But I would have thought they would have done that in the first place when they were doing all the other cladding at the top there.
Super disappointing. I was really hoping they were going to have like a whole nother floor up there. Like I really feel like they could retroactively add a second floor in here because it's super tall. I mean, this is like a 20-meter tall room, like a convention center almost. But yeah, maybe not. Well,
So
shucks.
yeah, looks like there's only going to be glass underneath that beam.
Man, I can't wait to see. Oh, look, we can see the glass panels hanging out in there,
Yep.
just all over the floor. Um, hmm, who did that?
We don't talk about that.
Oh shoot! Look at this. We're at 3 o'clock right now, guys, and I didn't even notice. Um, I think we're at the end of our show, but I think we'll take a little bit extra time to make sure that we don't have any more questions to answer. Because
We have lots of
especially
questions, but maybe we should table them for later or have invite them to come into the green room if they're Patreon members and we can answer all those questions.
yeah, that works. I'm not sure if I will be able to be in the green room today after the show because I will be trying to participate in some birthday activities with my roommate instead of give him the cold shoulder like I have this entire weekend so far. So,
Happy
um,
birthday, Tamar.
yes, he's finally 30, I think. I know he's 31 now, but yeah. So, well, let's just at least answer like one or two questions, all right?
Of
I like
course.
questions.
Of course. There's a question from Sharpie asking, will they build pad C in that area when you were looking at the ground being graded?
How did I know that he was about to ask that? It was weird. Just already
Good to
switched
know.
the image. So that's what I'm thinking. Yes, is that pad C will go here. They would just need to extend off these cryo lines over into that area, zoop, 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 underground, like they did here. But yeah, I think they need another booster cryo stand like ASAP. I mean, you have all these boosters, but you can only test two at a time. So um, I feel like they really need another one soon.
Also on the overlay, it actually shows that the pad C is on that particular direction, so it's very likely, according to that document.
Okay, that makes sense.
So
Hey,
you're
what
right,
is this?
GB.
This is something new. This is actually from Starship Gazer, but I want to show it really quick because I have never seen this before. At least I think it looks new. Sorry, and like I said, we're over our time, but you guys are lucky I'm in a good mood today. The actually, I'm actually always in a good mood. But have we seen this on the bottom of the tank before? What is that?
Yeah, it's been like that since ship 24, I think. That's what I was explaining just now about that stiffening ring inside the common dome. And it does look temporary. If you zoom in on it, it's got little shivs keeping it in place.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense. It's probably pretty wobbly with that big hole in the middle. So,
Yeah.
Indy, did you want to just go through one more question really quick?
Sure. There was a question from Cranky Old Man asking, has anyone noticed sparklers being installed on the OLP?
No. No. And I don't know. I don't know if that's even the right solution, truthfully. Like,
I
I feel like
think
if you did that, go ahead.
I think Elon did hint that they might do that, but yeah, it remains to be seen if he actually follows through with it or not.
Yeah, there was one thing that people kind of thought that, we initially thought maybe was the start of it, but it just happened way too fast. And let me see if I can show that really quick. So under here, they've started installing all this new conduit lines, but I'm pretty positive that those just run over to these
Yeah.
they're garage door openers, basically. Not garage door openers, but the platform chain hoists. So I don't think these are actually. I mean, they basically look the same. You can see them from the side. So
Yeah.
yeah, I don't think we got any sparklers coming soon. But like I said, I think that if you did put sparklers under here in that situation, what would happen last time? Like you would literally have. It would look like a stat. I mean, it would look like a really weak static fire. It would have been a lot of fire coming from underneath there for like a long time. I don't know. I have a feeling there was a lot more methane coming out of there than a lot of us realized. But I'll leave that one there. Um, yeah, so I guess we have reached the end of our show. Unless we have anything else that we wanted to cover, but yeah, I think we will chop it off here. Thank you guys for being here. It's always fun every single week to spend Saturdays with you guys. It's definitely difficult at times. Everybody likes to enjoy their Saturdays, so hopefully you guys appreciate us taking that time out to be with you guys as well. So yeah, with that being said, I am out for today, and I'll let Indy and Max Q and Mauricio take it from here.
Mauricio, you want to go next?
Well, yes, I just wanted to thank everybody for joining us today. And I did want to ask if you guys want to be notified, please select that bell icon. That's one way to be notified whenever we go live on every Saturday. And also, if you're not a YouTube member, or if you're a YouTube member, just want you to know that there's a lot more images that we didn't go through today. So you can go through them, download them yourself, and just go through them yourself. And if you have questions, like Indian Star said, we're gonna be hanging out in the green room for a bit. And if you have more questions, we'll be there. And I'll take it back to Indian Star then.
Go ahead, Max Q. You're next.
Just want to say a massive thank you for having me on the stream. It's been pretty fun. And I just want to say a massive thank you to all of you for still being so supportive. It's been great seeing so many familiar faces back for yet another stream. And yeah, I hope to catch you for the next stream.
And now I just wanted to say thank you. And I appreciate you all. And we hope to see you next week. Be sure to subscribe through Patreon, through YouTube. That way you get all of these images. For example, there are 249 images alone on the ground photos. They're somewhere near the equivalent number in aerial photos. So, 500 photos in 1 week is amazing. And last but not least, GPJ, you want to take us out?
He's here.
Main engine cut off. Stage separation. All right. Love you, Gumba. Bye. Love the best of you too.